Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. The Knicks just won 2 straight. And guess what? They are no longer in jeopardy of having the worst record ever. Let's talk about it. Oh, wait a minute. Magic Johnson resigned? That's crazy. And we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. So let's rock. Yes, sir. Here we go. We back in the building. What's popping with you Knicks fans? Thank you for joining me tonight. See some of you guys in the chat. Big shout out to you. I see Kevon, Wilson, Arcana. Actually, I think, I don't know. I haven't seen Wilson and Kevon Bergen. I haven't seen you guys before. So welcome. Hood politics, news and politics. Welcome. We're going to talk New York Knicks tonight. We're going to talk Magic Johnson. It's crazy. And of course, we're going to talk playoffs. All right, we're going to talk playoffs. But the New York Knicks beat the Chicago Bulls tonight to win their 17th game of the season, which saves them from not having the worst record ever. Oh, not ever in franchise history. Emmanuel C, what's poppin'? My man Viv. Viv is also up here in the video chat. Glad to see you guys jumping in with me. Bodega Wi-Fi, Ghost Rider, Gary Singe. Got Peace Guard, Slick Nick. Thank y'all for jumping on with me, man. It's going to be a short one tonight because I got to get up super early tomorrow morning. All right, so we'll be on for about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. Edward Stalling was popping with you. But, yeah, the Knicks will not have the worst record in franchise history. I'm glad for that. And now, I mean, right now they've tied it. And if they win tomorrow night against the Detroit Pistons, we're going to talk about that. If they win tomorrow night against the Pistons, they're going to have 18 wins. So, you know, big shout out to the New York Knicks. And you know what? I guess so far down this season, things have gone as perfect as they can go. But the people, you know, the Knicks got to the point in the season where they just had to go ahead and tank it out. Right? So they got the worst record in the NBA, guaranteed. They also, I really wanted the Knicks not to have the worst record ever. They're not going to have the worst record ever. So, you know, we'll see how it's going, man. We'll see what's up. Maybe the end of this season is going to change our fortunes. Kevin Knox, he's playing well. Of course, Mitchell Robinson has come on during the end of the season. Do you think that Mitchell Robinson is going? We're going to talk about the Knicks winning 2 straight. We're going to get into the game. But just something to think about. We're going to come back to it. Do you think Mitchell Robinson is going to be a first-team all-rookie season? Although he did not make the all-rookie team. I mean, the all-star rookie team, whatever they call it. But will he make the all-rookie team, the NBA all-rookie team? I think he will. I think that he will. I think he's proven himself to be one of the best rookies this season. You know, big shout out to Mitchell Robinson for that. I got my man Viv in the video chat. Viv, what's popping?
What's going on, Sid? How you doing?
I'm good. Isaiah's up here in the chat. Usual suspects. We got the usual suspects. Isaiah, what's good with you, bro?
No, not much, man. It's been a little while. How you doing, man? What's up, Viv? What's going on, chat? I watched the game. I was trying to catch. I couldn't catch the D-Wade game. It's not on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't on TNT or anything.
Yeah, I was going back and forth. Then I got the notification about Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about that later.
Let's not get to that yet. We're going to talk about that. Let's focus on our New York Knicks first.
Yeah, but I'm really happy, man. We got pride, and we're not going to end up with the franchise worst record. So that makes me really happy. And
me too.
You know what? Everybody wins because we don't have the franchise worst record, and we still get the #1 highest chances of getting the #1 pick.
Yeah,
so
14%.
It's a win-win.
14% chance. Let me tell you, Oh, can you turn that down in the back, Isaiah?
I'm sorry.
I know it's Isaiah. I didn't even have to say Viv's name. I already knew it was you.
And I was watching it. Well, there's only two of us here, so we don't.
Process of elimination, right?
Process of elimination, right?
Gotta blame the black man.
No, I gotta blame the one who rode the short bus.
Track record.
The one who admittedly rode or admittedly did not know the size of the bus that he rode to school. So,
hey, listen,
I had to go with that one. I'll go with that one.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen, man. You know, you don't worry about the size of the bus. You just get to school. That's the most important.
Let's get to school. Okay, all right.
you like that one, right? You like that one.
That's a good one. All right, that's a good one. But listen, this is what I like what I'm seeing down the stretch of this season. I like what I see from Kevin Knox. He's playing aggressive. It's like, his confidence is soaring. He's playing like he belongs in the NBA. Obviously, I like what I see from Mitchell Robinson towards the end of the season. And I still hear stuff in the background.
Love it too.
This guy.
Right? Hey, it's my mom, man. She must love me.
I feel you.
I'm sorry.
I respect that. The young guys are playing. They're playing hard. Fizdale towards the end of the season. Maybe it's just taking them a time to get a grasp on, what to do with the guys. I don't know. The vets that aren't playing, they've taken it and said, okay, you know what? I get it. I'm gonna sit out without any problems. So the end of the season has gone pretty smooth, in my opinion. Although, we don't have a winning record or, anything like that. But the last month and a half of the season has gone pretty smooth. There's been your usual complaints about the Knicks, Coach Fizdale, and things that he has done, has not done. But for the most part, the end of the season has gone smooth, right? And at least the development of our younger players. Lance Thomas came out maybe a couple of days ago and, just kind of said, we did exactly what we wanted to do this season. This is exactly where we wanted. He didn't say where we wanted to be, but in developing and playing the young guys is exactly what they wanted to do. Let's hope that the Knicks are really on course and on track with their plans. What do you guys think, man?
Yeah, look, we have things going, and we have a structure, and we got a foundation for something, depending on, what obviously happens in the summer and going forward. And obviously, it's very nice to see that they have a plan with Kevin Knox. I don't know if you caught the piece they had earlier today, but they wanted to see, like, okay, how can he become a better, obviously like a rebounder, obviously better defender, etc. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting, actually, when you hear all this stuff, because it makes me wonder, if they could have just worked on like some of those stuff with the point guards in the summer, could they have worked with Moody, for example, on defense rather than, all the other stuff that, they were probably working on back then. So, it's kind of funny hearing some of it now, but hey, look, they got a plan going on. Mitchell Robinson, the thing I'm impressed a lot about Mitchell Robinson is more that he's, he's crashing the boards, and he's crashing them at a very aggressive rate. And obviously he's doing it without fouling a lot. And, he's averaging 6.3 rebounds a game now, which is kind of crazy, but it's not surprising because he's been crashing the boards like no tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
17 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, 17 rebounds. So that rebound rate's going to go up. That's going to be what? That's going to be 65. That's going to be a lot of rebounds a game. Yeah. So, I really like that progress. It was good to see Dennis Smith Jr. kind of come back a bit. He kind of actually he had a lot of turnovers early in the first half, which seems to be, his biggest, Achilles heel, or not biggest Achilles heel, but seems to be a little bit of a problem for him at this point. But he was attacking, which is kind of a good thing to see. Hopefully his back's all right. And yeah, that's really like our main core pieces played well. when Dotson has a 12-point game and he's only shooting 5 for 10 from the field, it's it's crazy, right? But the main guys played well. Now, to be honest and to be fair, the Bulls team is really I mean, when Fizdale said it was the Knicks were a glorified G League team, the Bulls are not even a glorified G League team. That is like
that's a legit G League team.
That's like worse than probably a G League team in a sense. Yeah. Maybe 2 of the players will be retained on their team next year. It's just that's not really a basis for describing a team. I even think one of the guys, I think Raul Alkins, I think he even played for us in the Summer League, if I'm right. I could be wrong though. That name sounds very familiar. Was he part of Summer League? I think he was.
Yeah, who are you talking about, Viv? What was his name?
The guy was name is Raul Alkins. He was he came off the bench for the Bulls. But I feel like the name was familiar for some reason. But yeah, like most of those players, they're either going to be like a end of the bench players, or they're just they just are who they are. So at the same time, we have the kind of Mario Hezonja and other players. So we got to temper just a little bit, just knowing who we are facing.
Yeah, and look, what, I get that. We were facing a Bulls team that's just trash, just as trash as we are. So I definitely understand that. And I'm not saying that we're gonna roll into next season and carry this into next season. No, I'm not saying that, because next season we're gonna have a totally different team. A straight up different team next season. Yeah. But just I'm encouraged to see the guys playing and playing hard. There was a point when I thought that the team had just mailed it in.
Yeah, they mailed it in. I think early March, right? Like they were just like they
you could just tell it was like 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Yeah, they weren't into it.
Right, but
I mean, it was a coincidence that the one they finally DeAndre, they kind of just their energy level just flipped. It just did a 180, but that's what I noticed at least.
Yes, so now they're definitely playing with a little more oomph.
I will say this though, Sam. I really do think it was some pride in there that they didn't want to end up with they didn't want their names to be part of the worst Knicks team like that. 20 was it 14 or
17 win team? 17.
Was that 15 or 14?
No, 14 to 15. It was a 2014.
Yeah, they don't want to be part of that team. That team,
Yeah, but that team was different though. Like that team was way less talented than this team. So
we're in a better spot now. We're definitely in a better spot now.
That team was that team played like a lot scrappier. That was like a million Lance Thomases on the team. Like this team is not like a million Lance Thomas, like a lottery pick and stuff. So
right.
No, there's a big difference in both teams.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Let's take a second, talk about the box scores, matchups, and things like that. The Knicks.
Oh, shout out to D Wade too, man. Shout out to D Wade.
All right, big shout out to D Wade. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about these box scores right quick, and then we can shout out D Wade all we want. The Knicks beat the Chicago Bulls 96-86 tonight. Looking at the box scores, Kevin Knox had 17 points, 10 rebounds tonight. I'm so glad to see Kevin Knox rebounding the basketball. That's a pet peeve. It's been a pet peeve of mine with Kevin Knox for a while, and I'm glad to see he's rebounding the basketball. Luke Kornet tonight, he had 12 points. He was 5 for 14 from the field. He also had 13 rebounds. 6 blocks tonight for Luke Kornet. I believe that's a career high for Luke. Mitchell Robinson had 8 points, 17 rebounds, 3 blocks. Damian Dotson, he had 12 points. He shot 50% from the field. 2 for 5 from 3. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Dennis Smith Jr., he had 25 points. He was 43.5% from the field. Not horrible, not great. 1 rebound, 5 assists. He also had 4 turnovers. Dennis Smith Jr., as far as plus minus, he was number 2 in plus minus tonight. Damian Dotson number 1. Dennis Smith Jr. was number 2. John Jenkins played 20 minutes. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds. Billy Garrett, he had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Isaiah Hicks got a little bit of shine tonight. You know, I forgot all about Isaiah Hicks.
We all did, Sam.
Forgot all about Isaiah Hicks, man. Isaiah Hicks played 7 minutes tonight, had no points, 2 rebounds. Henry Ellenson, he played 14 minutes. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds. Mario Hezonja, DeAndre Jordan did not play tonight. They did not play tonight. Yeah, I forgot all about Isaiah Hicks. What are the Knicks going to do with Isaiah Hicks?
He can be in the G League. He can be on a 2-way, I think, for one more season. But he was hurt, actually. He was supposed to be up, I think, earlier, but he had an injury. But
I thought his mother died.
That was earlier in the year. That was like he was still with Westchester when that happened. Like it was like January. Like Cantor was still on the team when his mother passed away. But he was supposed to play more. Obviously, I think the other guys just took precedence, and then I mean, look, we got Knox, we got other people that got to play minutes, so it's whatever, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, he could have played over Lance Thomas. I would have done that, but yeah.
Yeah. The Knicks, they won the first quarter, 39-24, so they started off very good. But the Bulls came back in the second quarter, try to inch back in and make it close. The Bulls won the third quarter, 18-17, but the Knicks ultimately won the fourth quarter and won the game 96-86. The Knicks' biggest lead was 20. The Bulls never led tonight. And even though the Knicks, won wire to wire, they only shot 39.8% from the field, 35% from 3.
Yo, the Bulls are that bad. The Bulls are really bad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And they shot 61.5% from the free throw line. The Bulls 36.1% from the field, 31.8% from 3, and 65.5% on the free throw line. The Knicks dominated on the glass with 61 rebounds, and you've seen it. Kevin Knox had 10. Luke Cornett had 13. Mitchell Robinson had 17. Still, the Knicks only had 17 assists tonight. There was 10 blocks. The Knicks had no steals, 10 blocks, only 9 turnovers. The Bulls, 50 rebounds, 14 assists, 7 steals, 4 blocks, and only 7 turnovers for the Chicago Bulls. But, like we said, the Bulls are putrid. Terrible are the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, so I can't believe I'm saying this, but we missed Mario's passing today. We missed his passing. This is a crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sim. This has been by far one of the crazy seasons I've seen. Comes to point guard play. Like there's been years we had very, very bad point guard play, like Tony Douglas and all those kind of guys. But this year has been so weird when it comes to point guard play. Like it's just been a weird year for the point guard this year for us.
I mean, they all got hurt, and they, if you combine them all, there's like a damn good point guard. But probably the best point guard in the league. But you can't combine them all. Right. You had 5 point guards, and all of them were were flawed in each of their respects.
Yeah. Big shout out to some people in the chat. I just want to give a big shout out to people in the chat. Travis Fisher, big shout out to you. Omar Ali, Z, Eddie Consante, Mike Hawks, Gary Singh. Hope I said your name right. LOD, Living Our Dreams, big shout out to you. Bodega Wi-Fi, who's Mark is in the chat, but he's not in the video chat. Maybe I just haven't let him in yet.
Yeah, I heard that thing ring a couple times.
Yep, here he is. There he goes. Here's Guillermo. Here we go. We got the crew in the building. Guillermo's coming back from getting buffed.
Wait, Guillermo, that's you? Why do you look like that?
Come from where?
He's coming back from getting buffed, man.
You like who's Mark?
Ed Santana, Payback Carter. Big shout out to everybody, man. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Yo, you like John Jones.
You know what I'm saying? You know Guillermo is a gym head. Coming back from the gym.
Yeah, man, I'm scared. You look like you about to mug somebody.
What's up, Guillermo? What's going on, man? What's up, Guillermo?
Yo, you and Mark got the same hat on? Y'all twins?
I'm chilling, man. I didn't really see the game tonight, but Yo, bro, you never had a Scully in your life
I
before?
want to comment on a game from
course I had
yesterday.
a
Hold up.
Okay, shut
Let Guillermo
up.
talk.
Oh, my bad, Sam.
Yeah. You guys are all live, so let Guillermo go ahead, man. Go ahead, Guillermo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. I just want to get on all you guys who were getting on me, not to get on, but doubting Mario Hezonja, man. I said if you get Mario Hezonja in the right system, you get him right plays, he can provide you some production, man. And what we've seen from these past 2 games before today, Mario Hezonja could play at the point forward. Now, I remember I watched the video. Mark said, I think you asked Mark if he could play off ball. Hezonja has shown that he could play off ball, he could play on ball. But what he needs is proper coaching. And honestly, that game from yesterday and the game before just got me mad because this dude, he's really tanking. Because I'm like, why didn't you implement this stuff earlier before? When you had all the trouble with Moutier and all these other point guards who couldn't really produce, why didn't you go to more of a point forward position with the pieces you had? So, I don't know, man. I'm not saying Hezonja's going to be a star. I mean, I think he could still be a decent piece off the bench for next year if he wants to come back on a cheap deal. He said Dolan has to come back and give him, talk to him about it. But, yeah, man, I just...
Okay, so let me ask.
Tanking better amount to something next year, man.
So let me ask all of you guys. If from the beginning of the season, Fizdale had started Mario Hezonja at point guard, would there have been much of a difference? Do you think?
No. It probably would have been actually worse.
Well, but Sim, the whole point of positionless basketball is that you don't necessarily have to go with Hezonja as that guy that one night, right? It's whoever has a high. Well, it's not even whoever has a high hand. It's whatever plays you draw up. I always go back to the Warriors, right? I know they're the best at probably doing this, but their possessions where Iguodala's taking up the ball, their possessions where Draymond's taking up the ball. Right. It depends on who's hot off ball, who's good on ball, and what sets you calling. So you don't have to go with Hezonja the whole first half of the season. Like when Moutier was struggling, you bring in Hezonja, you show a different look. Now you bring out the 3 or the 4 that was playing on Hezonja. He's out of whatever space defensively that he was in before, and now you have a lot more space to operate and pass to your big man. Like Hezonja was doing a great job of feeding alleys to Mitch yesterday, and it's like we could have had this early in the season, but I don't know. We're in tank mode, so
yeah. And big shout out, D Public Enemy. Big shout out to you, Gregory Castillo, B Baller for real. It's me, Quiet Money, Tony Crow in the house. What's poppin', Tony Crow? Chester, Nick Nason. Big shout out to you guys, man. I guess what I'm saying, because what we seen Mario Hezonja do the last 2 games, not tonight because he didn't play tonight, but what we seen him do the last 2 games is largely because he had the ball in his hands a lot. Mm-hmm. Right? Which, if what you're saying, Guillermo, where he wouldn't need to have the ball in his hands that much, or not that much, but he wouldn't have to be labeled as the big guard. And I get that, you're right. But then would his production not have been the same? You know what I mean? Because right now I think he's doing it because the ball is in his hands. And maybe he's that type of guy where the ball needs to be in his hands a lot of the time in order for him to make things happen.
That's untrue, Sim. You know how that's untrue? You had a video. Remember your video from Frank Ntilikina?
Yep.
Where you had, I think, 2 or 3 plays, maybe 2 plays, where you showed Hezonja coming off curls, and he was hitting the shots that Frank was feeding him. So Hezonja could play on ball, off ball. What Hezonja needs is he needs discipline. He needs coaching, right? And I mean, he didn't have that with the Magic. Like, he needs somebody to say, here, when we run these plays, and when you see this look, do this, do that, do this. When we're coming down, you're going to bring the ball up, look for this, look for that, look for this. So, to me, man, Hezonja goes to another team like, say, the Raptors.
I'll say this.
Well, you know what?
I don't see. Hold on, before you start, yeah. So my problem in general is the track record for players like him are not that great. In the sense, not like in skill set. I'm talking about in the sense that trajectory of like these type of players that come into the Knicks or come into an organization on like a 1-year contract, trying to reclaim themselves. They have a couple, they have a couple good games. For Hezonja, he had 3 straight games, and he had some decent games before that. We've seen this way too often with different players. I mean, I could go through a laundry list because I'm actually writing something up right now.
Don't waste your time.
You know, we got guys like if you remember Marty Collins, back in like 2007.
Marty Collins.
He had a stretch where he had like 3 near triple-double efforts. And you know what? You know what the crazy thing is? He played like 45 minutes a game. And guess what happened that year? His numbers pretty much stayed exactly the same or dipped. His field goal percentage that next season was 32%. By the way, I think I think Frank is shooting like 34%. Collins at 32%. And this is this is not even like threes and whatever. This is just like, shooting like layups and whatever. And he was out of the league.
Yeah. Peep this.
You got guys like
So Viv, I was gonna chime in what Viv is saying.
Just 1 second. Just one second though, Isaiah. People actually thought Marty Collins was going to be. There were some people that actually thought Marty Collins was going to be our point guard of the future way back.
Yes.
There were some people that thought Marty Collins was going to to that guy.
We have to stop being these Knicks fans. I swear to God.
Yo, Marty Collins, man. Marty Collins.
I swear to God.
That's my point. Like
That is a pet peeve with New York fans because they be reaching. I'm sorry.
Like that's a sad part, right? Like that's the sad part. There are so many players.
Remember Tory Murray?
No, not Tory Murray. Jeremy Tyler. Even Langston Galloway, who made a ton of money.
I like Langston Galloway though. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought he was gonna be our future point guard. I always thought he was gonna be a career backup, but I did like Langston Galloway.
Yeah.
What about Chris Duhon? Jesus.
Oh,
No. So Duhon's different. Duhon had a role. His role was to.
You know what? I almost bought into the D'Antoni hype with Chris Duhon when they first signed him.
See?
I really did. I'm not gonna lie. When they first signed him,
exactly.
Yeah, but like,
listen.
He played a specific role, which is just okay. You're gonna get your stats inflated, and you're just gonna, you're not good. That's it.
Yeah, but like before he ever touched a Madison Square Garden court, and they signed Chris Duhon. All right, I believed in Mike D'Antoni. I did, and I was like, you know what? I believe that Mike D'Antoni understands point guards and how they can play in his system, and that he sees something in Chris Duhon that I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being honest with you. I was a believer in Mike D'Antoni, and that he had his system, and that he was going to be able to turn Chris Duhon into a formidable point guard. I wasn't thinking all-star. I was thinking formidable, because it was Mike D'Antoni. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
Overrated Dukes, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Well, no, but
He used to get into the paint and then pass it out every time. Like when he had open layup. That's all I remember about
Yeah,
it.
that was a D'Antoni thing, which is you're gonna go to the paint, you're just gonna kick it out, more threes, and more threes.
But y'all hating on Chris Duhon. Can you at least give D'Antoni some credit for until Carmelo Hayes developed Landry Fields?
No,
he made Landry Field change his rotation in his shot. That's when he went bad.
He went bad when Carmelo came. There was bad spacing on the floor. That first year, remember, he was almost rookie of the year. He was second rookie of the year behind Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin had that, the injury riddle first year.
Landry Fields was one of my favorite Knicks, man.
Player in that system, man.
No, he was fine.
One second, because I got some support. All right, so I needed, when I got some support, my man Siobhan Robinson, he said Chris Duhon wasn't that bad. Okay, I got some support.
No, he wasn't that bad. He played a role.
I got some support.
No, but the way Knicks fans buff up players is just
payback.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. We do buff up players crazy.
Payback Carter said Duhon ran Mike's offense good. You know what I mean? So
I'll tell you this though.
Chris Duhon.
Yeah.
Oh, not Chris Duhon.
Bro, put Ish Smith in Mike D'Antoni office. He would look great.
No, he can't shoot. Ish Smith is a great penetrator. Can't shoot. That's his problem his whole career.
And what was Chris Duhon? He wasn't a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say Chris Duhon.
But Guillermo, that was supposed to be Nate Robinson, but he was too much of a hard head to ever. Too much of a head case to ever figure it out.
Hey, let me get to a phone call, fellas. I'm gonna come right back. All right, let me get to a phone call.
All right. Nate Robinson.
Yo, John Jones. Who's that John Jones?
This guy. I'm not even listening. Yeah.
Let me see. All right, here we go. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on with you? How you doing?
I'm loving this season coming to an end, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm glad the season. I mean, I'm looking forward to next season. I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm looking forward to the lottery.
Amen.
Then the draft, then free agency. You know, it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's gonna feel like the summer of 2010 this year. It really is. I remember how I felt the summer of 2010. I was nervous. I didn't know what we were gonna do. I didn't know what was gonna happen. We're gonna have that same kind of feeling this year, I believe.
You know, you and your crew and all your friends on the show really do help make this difficult time go down a little bit easier. And it's cool because we get to lean on each other with all the rumors between free agency and the reality of how the draft really works and where our chances are going to fall for the top 5. It's just it's a cool forum. I thought the show yesterday was absolutely awesome, especially when you pulled up the brackets and you just kept the whole program flowing in a way that I think all Knicks fans are really looking, because right now we're truly looking towards the future. And you helped us to put it in perspective with some of the college drafts that, for people like myself, I'm not completely in tune with. But it was it was awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And that's what we want to do. Hopefully we can get through this together, and then maybe next season we're looking at something that, you know, we'll be able to celebrate together and have a good time.
Yeah, true, man. Decades are hard to go through something when you're rooting, you know what I mean?
Right.
And a real fan. So I'm looking forward to getting our lion's share of wins with some of the moves that, you know, Fizdale and you know, the crew have made. I really do. We're going in the right direction. I just have a feeling about these type things, and I just can tell my spidey senses are all going off right now. They're ringing.
All right. I hope, you know what? A lot of people, see, I think this is what I think about with Knicks fans. I think there's a lot of people that feel we're moving in the right direction, but there's been so many times when it looked like maybe we were doing something right, and then we foiled it. I thought Phil Jackson at one point was doing some things right, regardless of his ego. I thought he was on the right path, and then he blew it up and brought in Derrick Rose, and that whole thing went kibosh, right? So I think there's a lot of Knicks fans that are just kind of afraid to buy into it because they just are, you know, just kind of staying back and just are afraid to buy into it and say, you know what, we are going in the right direction. We're trending correctly. We're trending up. And
I believe it.
Yeah, you know, people are just kind of afraid.
I believe it wholeheartedly.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like when you're in a relationship or you've been in a few relationships and you've been hurt a bunch of times. And then now, you know, you meet somebody like, you know what? I don't know. This might be funny. I don't know.
Yeah. It's true, you know? Because when you really have a team, a real team, or your favorite sport, something that you follow with, you know, your time during the day that you have to enjoy the things that personally interest you, and when you cheer for a team the way that we do for decades, holding on. You know, we had Allen Houston and just some beautiful years with Sprewell and those guys, and one of my favorite players of all time, you know, Patrick Ewing. And those guys, they were beautiful. I feel like those days are coming again, and this young Mitchell Robinson has been such a godsend, and we're lucky.
Yeah, we definitely are, man. We definitely are. Hey, you know what? And maybe, you know, a lot of people, even sports owners, may not even realize it, but when people are really diehard fans of a team, that team helps people get through some personal things in their life, and it attaches you even more to that team. It does,
man. It's our escape. You're right.
Yeah.
It's our mental reset. True.
That's right. It definitely is, man. Definitely is. Hey, I appreciate you calling in. I hope you call in more often.
Cool. Definitely will, man. Appreciate you guys. I'll tune into the rest of the show. yesterday you rocked it till like 2 in the morning. It's crazy.
I can't do it tonight because I got to get up at 6 o'clock. But
yeah, thank God. Now the rest of us will get up earlier too.
Right. I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, appreciate the call. Always appreciate the love, and I'm glad, real Knicks fans here. You know what I'm saying? We love talking about our New York Knicks. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. I have a question. The Knicks play the Detroit Pistons tomorrow night, and the Pistons need this win. And so do the Knicks. If the Knicks do not want to remain tied for the worst, record ever, then the Knicks need to get this win. Then they can beat the worst record ever, however you want to say it. But the Pistons want to get into the playoffs. Can the Knicks play spoilers tomorrow? That's what I want to know. Can the Knicks play spoilers tomorrow? Right now, the Pistons are out of the playoffs. All right, we'll take a quick look at the playoff bracket just to show you who's in the playoffs. We're going to talk about it a little bit earlier. All right, right now, I'm sorry, the Pistons are not out of the playoffs. Excuse me. The Pistons right now would face off against the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. If they want to remain in this position, see it right here. If they want to remain in that position, then they've got to win. If they lose and the Charlotte Hornets win tomorrow, then the Hornets are in. I want the Knicks to play spoiler because I want the Knicks to win. Right? I want the Knicks to win. I want the Knicks to get that 18th win, end the season on a 3-game winning streak, bring some of that luck into the lottery next month, and bring home that first pick. But that's what I want to know. I want to know from you guys. Can the Knicks beat the Detroit Pistons? They're playing at home in Madison Square Garden. Right? Can we get the 18th win of the season, and can we knock the Pistons? Well, I'm not going to say we'll knock the Pistons out of the playoffs, because if the Hornets were to lose as well, you can see right here, the Pistons are 40-41. The Charlotte Hornets are 39-42. All right, so, I mean, basically, the Pistons have to win. The Pistons, in order for the Hornets to get in, the Pistons have to lose and the Hornets have to win. Anything other than that, the Pistons are in. If they both win, the Pistons are in. If they both lose, the Pistons are in. I want to know what you think. Can we beat the Pistons? The Pistons are going to come in fired up. This is a playoff game for them. That's how they're going to look at it. They're going to look at it like it's a playoff game. All right, let's see. I want to know what you guys think. Since everyone else looks like they're talking, I'm going to come to Eddie, since Eddie just joined us. Eddie, what do you think, man? Can the Knicks...
And Dwight Howard, too. Yep.
Eddie, can the Knicks play spoiler to the Pistons tomorrow night? Do you think?
There was a bluff.
Oh, I don't think Eddie can hear me. Let me see. I'll come to Viv.
Yo.
Hey, Eddie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm here.
Okay, there you go. Can the Knicks play... What's going on with you, man? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah. Can the Knicks play spoiler tomorrow night?
I hope so. I really do, because Detroit's been bullying us for the past 2-3 games that they played us, man, and it doesn't make me happy. They've been bullying us, and the only one that's putting up a face has been Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know. Is Blake gonna play?
I'm not sure. I mean, at this point, I would think probably so. They need this win.
I want him to I want him to play. I want him to play because he's been acting a little funny the past few games that he's played against us. And I would really like to play spoiler tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I can have one gift from the New York Knicks season, is for us to beat Detroit tomorrow.
Okay.
Leave on a 3-game winning streak.
That'd be beautiful, man. It would be beautiful. Leave on a 3-game win streak. You know, get that 18th win. Right? So that we're not tied. This team isn't tied for the worst record in franchise history. You know, bring some of that goodwill. Like I said earlier, bring some of that goodwill into the lottery.
Right.
You know, bring that good energy into the lottery and then pull down that first pick. It would be.
I was watching the last stream. I was watching a little bit of the last stream, and I was listening to you guys. I saw it on repetition. I was listening to you guys wallow about we're gonna get the 4th, we're gonna get the 5th, we're gonna get this, man. And I was like, wow, man. You know, it might happen, it might not happen. I don't even really want to put that energy out there. You know, I
feel you.
You know, whatever happens. But it would be nice for us to finally have some good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
It would. It would.
Even though the last time we dropped to 4th and we picked up Porzingis, I mean, lightning doesn't strike twice like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think if we beat the 4, we're going to get another Porzingis.
Yeah.
Speaking of Porzingis, I'm glad we're already out of that because, you know, he's in the cloud within himself. And yeah, I'm glad we're up from under that. And yeah, I don't know about those Culliver. I don't know about Culliver, and I was listening to you guys talk about RJ and Culliver, but I don't want to get off topic. I want for us to beat Detroit tomorrow. Where are we playing, Sim?
We play at home. We play at
home.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been actually. I haven't even been really keeping track. I've been doing some things, so I haven't been really keeping track of what we're doing, when we're playing. I didn't even get to see tonight's game, but yeah, we gotta win tomorrow.
Yeah.
We gotta have a good game tomorrow. Hezonja wasn't playing today, right?
Hezonja did not play today. DeAndre Jordan did not play today. I'm looking at Tony Crow. He said, you know, maybe we might need to play DJ and Mario tomorrow to try to pull out this win.
I'd play them.
I'm for it. I'd play him. I'd play him.
I'd play all of them. I'd play Hezonja. I'd play all of them, and I'll try to spoil Detroit's playoff aspirations tomorrow.
And you know what? You might even create a rivalry that way. You know,
I love it.
Because look, if you play Mario, you play DJ, and you beat them and knock them out, they're gonna say, you know what? They were really trying to get this win. They wanted to knock us out. You know what I'm saying? Now you're getting something brewing moving into next season. That's the type of
man.
that I like, that kind of energy, man.
Yeah, I'd love it because I would gladly give up those losses that we had at the beginning of the year for this one last win here. Like, I'm kind of amped for it now.
Yeah, I want that. Uptown Twan says, who cares if we beat Detroit? I care.
What do you mean, man?
You say I care because
what do you mean?
I want to get that 18th
Come on,
win.
guys.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get that 18th win. It doesn't matter if we win. It doesn't matter if we lose. And as far as the Tanks the Wanksters are concerned, we got the worst record in the league. We're going to have the worst record in the league. We can't pick any worse than 5th. We might as well go out and try to get a win.
We have no what do you call that, man? We have no reason not to go for it. You know what I'm saying? We have no reason not to go for it.
No reason not to go for it and try to get that win. Let me see. I just seen somebody in the chat say that looked like he said that Blake Griffin did not play tonight. The Public Enemy said he didn't play tonight. So
I'm pretty he's gonna play tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean they want to get into the playoffs. So you know what I mean.
And we'll probably play that. Oh man, DJ might not play though. We'll probably want to play that Cornet because he had an awesome game today. Huh? He had like 6 blocks.
Yeah, 6 blocks today.
I like that. That Cornet Mitchell Robinson pairing. Not to ruffle Who's Mark's feathers, man? But it would have probably been nice to see Porzingis and Mitchell Robinson play together.
That's what. Yeah, it would have looked something like that.
It would have looked very similar.
It would look something like that. You know, yeah, it would have. It would look something like that. But
yeah, it would have been bad. It would have been bad.
Hey, but maybe it'll be KD and Mitchell Robinson down there, and that'll look even better.
We'll have the best unicorn in the league.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see. Let me see what these guys. I want to know what these guys think about Detroit tomorrow.
In the beginning of the season.
Hey Mark. What do you?
We don't have any.
Hey Mark, can you hear me?
I'm live.
Yeah, you live, man. Hey,
what's going on, bro?
What do you think? Can the Knicks play spoiler tomorrow?
We playing against Detroit?
Yeah. Can we spoil?
Nah, Detroit always whoop us, man. Nah, I'm not giving the Knicks that win because Detroit always whoop us, man. I don't trust them when they come to Detroit.
You don't think we can pull one off?
No, because Detroit always got a number, no matter how hard we play. Go look at the last couple of games we played against Detroit.
I know. You know what I'm saying? Would you in this situation, right? Winning or losing doesn't matter for us. Besides,
I kind of want to win because I want to.
You have to want to win. You have to want to win.
You know,
Mark, would you play DJ and Mario tomorrow?
I'll play Mario, but DJ can sit on the bench. What's the point?
What you mean?
What's the point?
Oh man, you're not seeing it like we're seeing it.
Anything.
Huh?
He's gonna just stand it. I said, why would you put DJ in? He's not that active more than Mitch. I prefer Mitch on the floor.
We're not saying that Mitch wouldn't play. I'm not saying that Mitch wouldn't play.
I mean, if DJ want to play, he could play it. Like it's just, I'd rather just see the young guys just go out and try to win it themselves. DJ's in another world. He's waiting for next. He's waiting for next season.
Yeah, Mark Smith.
Tell you the truth.
Okay. All right. See what
Is Blake Griffin playing tomorrow?
I don't know. I guess he didn't play tonight. We'll see. If Detroit wants to get into the playoffs.
If he ain't playing tomorrow, then he probably got a chance. But if the way they play tonight,
they got to win tomorrow.
You know, they playing for something too. So
listen, he's probably play. They probably set him on.
No, they have to win tomorrow.
Yeah,
they have to win tomorrow.
They probably
Blake Griffin's the next killer too.
Check that out, Vic.
They probably
check that out for reals.
Yeah, they probably sat him because
if
they didn't want to play him on. They didn't want to play him on a back-to-back, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that's why they probably sat him because they didn't want to play him on a back-to-back. He'll probably play tomorrow, you know, so that they can make this push to get into the playoffs. Honestly, I would like to see Kemba Walker go ahead and get into the playoffs with the Charlotte Hornets. And I know, Mark, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy.
I'm not going to go crazy, bro.
But just so that we can, let's just get a look. I would like to just get a look at him in the playoffs. See what he does in the playoffs. Just in case. Just in case the Knicks say, okay, we're not getting Kyrie, we get Kemba. I want to see if he can do something in the playoffs. Because one of your arguments is that he gets shut down in the playoffs. What if Kemba Walker got to the playoffs this year and went crazy?
I don't trust him to even say that, bro. I don't trust the guy like that. I think he's just an okay player, bro. I seen him in the playoffs one time, and teams just took him out. He's okay. He's a guy that's going to put up points. But does he do anything else that's going to help the team win? No. He's not he's small to be to even be a decent defender in those playoff settings. You know what teams would do to him in this NBA right now? They will mismatch him every time. They will take him they'll put him in situations where in the post, they will abuse Kemba Walker. I don't care if he scores 30 in the playoffs.
All right.
It's to a point, if Kemba came with Kevin Durant, I will be so pissed off. Like, literally.
All right, well.
Literally.
Well, guess what?
He's not it.
Guess what? Chester Nason said Kemba is better than Chris Duhon. So there you go.
Oh God, I'd rather have Mike Conley than I have Kemba Walker. Tell you the truth.
I don't want Mike Conley's contract. I wouldn't.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't take.
But we're gonna be paying Kemba Walker that amount of money though. What do you think he's commanding?
I don't know. We don't know what he's going to command. We don't know.
Bro,
we don't know what his
right
market.
now,
You don't
right
know
now
what
with
his
Charlotte,
market
right?
is going to be.
He's in for a max deal, right? For Charlotte could give him 200.
They can.
He has 4 years in, huh?
Yes, they can. But you don't know what his market is going to be. You don't know what his market is going to be.
Bro, he's in for a max contract. Anywhere he goes, he's desiring a max contract. He's going to be 30 plus.
Yeah, but you got to understand how it works, though, Mark. Everything is just because you can get a max contract of 30 plus doesn't mean you're going to get that max contract. He could go out and visit teams, and teams are thinking the same thing that you're thinking. He's too small. We don't want him. We don't want him. We don't want that. Right? And then maybe who knows what his market is going to be? When is the last time? We don't know what his market. We don't know what his market is. I don't know what his market is going to be. I'll say that. I don't know what his market is going to be.
He's in due for a max contract, meaning he's going to get paid over 140 plus anywhere he goes. Anywhere he goes.
It doesn't mean that he has to get paid that. That the max. This is just basically when you look at what the max is, it means that when you've played in the league for so many years, you can get this amount. It doesn't mean that you will get that amount.
So let me ask you a question. You think teams is going to do what they did to Capella? What Houston did to Capella? Let him test the free agency and see if any team's going to try to match that salary? I doubt it, because a lot of people think Kemba Walker is a primary star in the league.
They might.
People think he's a star in the league. That's his perception.
I mean, they might, but then they may not. That's the thing about free agency, is that once you get out there, you don't really know what how teams value you.
We value Tim
you
Hardaway
as a player until you get out there. You don't know, and then you get an idea of how you're valued.
Yeah, I understand. Capella was worth 140 for Houston. Houston let us sit out, and I think he got about nearly 100.
Yeah, I mean, you just
80 something.
You just never
to 100.
You just never.
But I don't think he's a guy that's going to pull the needle for a team unless that team has other superstars on that team. He's a third guy to me. I don't think he's a second. I think he's a third guy.
Okay.
On a very good team. Period.
Okay.
Because he had 8-10 years in Charlotte. He just puts up points, inefficient points. His efficiency, it's not that good. He's shooting like 43, 44%.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Come on, no. He's a jacker, man. Sorry.
Can't deny
He's
that.
good, but
I do know this. When he plays the Knicks, he busts our ass.
Of course, because he comes to the Garden and he has no pressure on him. I like guys that can take the pressure, bro. For this city, I told you, Sim, that is the most important thing for us. Is a guy that can take pressure in this dome. It ain't easy. That's why people don't come here.
You're right. All right.
It's a big difference playing in Charlotte, playing in Chicago, and playing in OKC.
It is.
There's no pressure there.
It is. All right. So anyway, I don't know. I don't even know how we moved into Kemba Walker. Well, yes, I do, because I kind of want the Charlotte Hornets to get into the playoffs so that I can see Kemba Walker play, because regardless of what anyone says, when the Knicks,
he has good talent, but I just don't want it for the Knicks.
But when the Knicks sit down and start looking at that big board that's in the office, and they have all the free agents on the board, his name is going to be up there. I'm not saying that means that they're going to sign him, but his name is going to be up there, and they're going to have discussions. That doesn't mean that they're going to sign him. I'm just saying, there's going to be a big board with all the free agents on it that they might have a twinge of interest in, and his name will be up there. I want to see him play in the playoffs. I want to see him get busy. I do. I like him. I don't know if I like him for the Knicks, but I like him.
He's good,
like
but
him.
I don't think he's gonna help you win a champion. If it's just KD and him to win a championship, no. Right. Now, if there's a scenario where we get AD, KD, and Kimba, yeah, that's more better. But if it's just those two, no.
All right.
No.
All right.
And everybody say Kyrie. Kyrie is very efficient. If you go look at it, he's above 48% every time.
He is.
He's an efficient scorer, bro.
He is. He
goes up every time in the playoffs.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you about it.
That's a playoff player.
Viv. Well, hold up. One second, though. Let's be real. We don't know what Kyrie is in the playoffs truly yet, in my opinion. And people can disagree with me all they want. He's been in the playoffs 3 times, Kyrie Irving has. All of them was with LeBron James.
Sim, and that's where because he has the most pressure because he's playing with LeBron. And look how he handled himself. Enough said. Said.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Does he have, or does the pressure, or if the Knicks, if the Cavs would have, I mean, they did lose in the championship, but if they hadn't made it to the championship, where was the blame going to be pointed at? Kyrie or LeBron? LeBron. Right? So he didn't have the same responsibility as he does now. He has a totally different responsibility now than he did with LeBron. LeBron took some pressure off of him in the playoffs. Now,
because he's the best player. And if Kevin Durant comes in, he's the best player. But he's not going to have that pressure when he's with KD.
I know, but I'm not talking about. All I'm saying is we don't know what Kyrie is in the playoffs as the man right now. We're going to see that this year.
Sim, he showed you Game 7. Go look at the last 5.
What's he talking about by himself?
I watched it.
By himself?
I get it. I watched it. I'm talking about Kyrie on his own as the guy. We don't know yet.
Look at LeBron. He was on his own. He couldn't win it.
I'm not talking about winning it. But
he's talking about how he's playing, basically.
Okay.
All I'm talking about is we don't know what he's going to do on his own. And that just doesn't have to do with being, getting points and assists and rebounds and stats, but just as the leader of a team, as someone who can lead their guys into battle. You know what I'm saying? We don't know yet if he can do it. And it doesn't mean he has to win it, but can he lead his guys in the battle and go in there and really battle? We'll see how everything pans out. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying we'll see how that pans out for him. Because we haven't seen it yet. It's uncharted territory. It's the reason why he wanted to go get his own team. You know what I'm saying? It's uncharted territory for him as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see.
And tell me a question. If he don't carry the Celtics, you still going to think different of him?
When I see him go out there, because when I see him go out there and play, I can watch him put up points and do this and do that and do that. But I want to see the character behind those points and assists and those things in a playoff battle. That's what I want to see with him as the leader. Because I'm going to tell you this. This is my opinion by myself. And a lot of people may disagree with me. Right? But people want to compare KD to LeBron. Right? I have yet to see KD really be the leader on the team. I don't care what no one says.
Bro, he went to the finals when he's 22 years old.
I don't care. I don't think he was the leader. Russell Westbrook was the leader. Not at
that time.
I believe
was strictly the best player. No way.
The best player is not always the leader. The best player is not always the leader.
So wait, hold on. So you think the first time LeBron was you saying LeBron was a leader? You saying LeBron was a leader in Cleveland? He became more of a leader when he went back to Cleveland after Miami.
Let's get that
Mr. Screw, please.
What's that have to do with it? What I'm saying is, I do not believe that KD is that kind of a leader of men. And I'm not sure if Kyrie is that kind of leader of men. So now if you bring two guys in, let's say that Kyrie proves not to be a leader of men. and them two guys come to the team, then who is the leader of the team? Who is the leader of men out there on the floor? I don't think KD
sometimes
is.
Sometimes the leader of the men is never not the best player. Sometimes it's always you need to find that other guy that bridges those two stars together to make them.
I get
form like Voltron. That's the real question. Who is that player going to be? That's a legitimate question.
I get that, but what I'm saying is like Mark is talking about like, you know, if KD comes, Kyrie has to come because, you know.
Yeah, he needs a buffer zone.
He takes something off of, you know, he takes something off of KD, But I don't know if Kyrie is that kind of a leader to take it off. Let's put it like this. This is what I'm saying. Carmelo Anthony for the Denver Nuggets was best player, hands down. Right? But he was not the leader. Allen Iverson came there. He's not a leader either. Not that kind of a leader. They didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals until Chauncey Billups came. He wasn't the best player, but he was the leader of the team.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Now, what you're talking about, what Mark was probably talking about, in a sense, I mean, I'm not taking his words as much, but you know, you need another guy like a Kyrie, not as a leader per se, but you need him as someone who can ease the scoring option, like the scoring load.
Someone he trusts, man.
Right.
Not even trust, more or less. It's just more of easing the burden of being scoring. Now, that is completely different from what you're saying about being a leader. The easing of scoring is.
I get that totally. Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah. Right? I totally get that.
I think KD's a team player too. Like I don't think KD will make a locker feel like LeBron's locker room.
I know he's a team player, but every team that wins a championship has a guy that really is. I'm trying to figure out the right words to explain the leader, but is that guy that everyone just respects and turns to and knows that this person is going to be the one that you're gonna fall. This person, you know, is gonna be that rock.
Well, Sim, why don't we do this, right? Let's go back a couple championship seasons, right? Let's say like on those Heat big three teams, right?
Mm-hmm. It was D-Wade.
Would it be fair to say Wade was that guy?
Yes.
By far.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I would say the Spurs. I would say Duncan was that guy, right?
Yep.
And then for the Warriors, I would probably
Steph Curry.
say
it's Steph Curry,
right?
Probably Curry.
Yeah. And then for the Cavs, the 2016, that was probably LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Now, the Celtics, when they won their championship, that it was against Pierce, right?
No, it was KG.
Or was it KG? Was it KG or was it Pierce?
No, it was KG. KG. Yeah, KG was the leader, bro. He set the tone for everything. Yeah. Defensively, he set the tone.
Yeah, I think it was KG.
Right, but like it was kind of. It's the reason I asked that is it's kind of weird in that way, right? Because it's like when KG came into the Celtics, he was not that leader. Like he did like it almost like just immediately became that guy with the Celtics. When he was with the Timberwolves, he didn't have that like that second step. Like he was great, but didn't have that leader in him.
No, I will say that, Viv. I think more with KG, people followed him just because the way how he played the game and how dedicated he was.
That's true.
That's you know what I'm saying? So he was a leader, bro. He was a leader.
How would you for the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't consider Kobe the quintessential leader of those teams. Like the Gasol Lakers. I thought like the guy who probably kept them.
Derek
Fisher, right?
Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was the leader of that team.
And like meanwhile, you go back like when the Wade won the first time, it was probably.
I'd say Gary Payton. It was a few of them. Right? Those shooters, those guys. Few of those
exactly,
guys.
Payton. And then like Duncan was like the leader of those Spurs teams up until like Robinson.
Nah, Duncan been the leader since he arrived, bro.
David Robinson, I would say, was the leader of those first two Spurs.
Yeah, go ahead. Guillermo wants to jump in here. Go ahead, Guillermo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Sim. I agree with you that KD, he's not. I agree with Mark, man. If you bring in KD, bro, you need Kyrie. You need a mental whisperer, man. You need his Svengali, man. KD by himself, one, we don't have the system that the Golden State Warriors run.
Well, I'm not saying KD by himself. I'm not saying KD by himself.
Right.
Saying that at all.
And I'm sorry, Sim, not to cut you off. Can you tell me after when LeBron left Cleveland for the first, even forget that. Can you tell me a time when LeBron James was actually seen as a leader of his team? He was the most talented player on every team he played on, but he was not the leader of his team. When he was on the Miami Heat team, that was a team on the court. Dwayne Wade was the leader. And the leaders in the front office was Spoelstra and Pat Riley. That's why he butted heads when he tried to bring his guys in and blah, blah, blah. Nah. When he went back to Cleveland, remember, go back and read what Chris Broussard and those guys were reporting. When Kyrie left, players were mad because they saw Kyrie as a leader on the court. They saw him as a factor.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if – I don't know.
When was LeBron James ever the true leader of any of his winning teams?
I feel like when he was with Cleveland, when they won that championship, I feel like he was. Just because now I know Kyrie, did what he needed to do to win it, but I feel like LeBron was the bona fide leader of that team.
Sim, this is the same LeBron that until Draymond Green did that whole flopping, whatever, kick him or that little scuffle they had, LeBron James took himself out the game. When you have a leader, Sim, how can your leader be the guy that literally is mentally out of a game that they can still win? Look at last year, Sim. When LeBron James had one of the best performances I've ever seen in any playoff game. In that game 1. Mm-hmm. Because of one stupid mistake by J.R. Smith, actually really by the whole team, because everybody should have known they had.
And the game wasn't over.
I mean, the game wasn't over. You had the Warriors. They needed a BS ref call, and the Warriors were shaking in their boots. This is the only time, 2 times I've seen the Warriors in their boots. That time, and when the first game against Kawhi Leonard, when Kawhi Leonard was kicking their butts, and they had to injure him to get out. LeBron James literally was boo-hooing by himself. It took Zuzak or whatever that kid's name.
I don't know. I still feel like he was the leader of that team. I don't know if Kyrie can lead or not. Honestly, I don't. We're gonna find out. We're really gonna find out in the playoffs. And I don't.
Listen, he's a winning player, man.
Yeah, but Sim, that's not a good. That Celtics situation is not a good situation to really gauge, because Kyrie got traded to that team, and also you have a bunch of guys on that team who think they're number ones when they're not necessarily number ones in that system. They're going to realize that when they all get traded and go to places where they can beat a man or whatever. But Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Rozier, Kyrie Irving all think that they're number ones. And that's why they may not go far, because there's no synergy on that team. So I can't really say whether Kyrie can lead on that team.
I'm not talking about them going far. I don't always equate leadership to just how far you go. How he handles. We haven't seen him in that position where he's going to be the fall guy. So even if they don't go far, like, how does he handle the team?
Oh, you mean in that aspect? Well,
yes.
Well, we never see.
How does he handle? I'm not talking about. Well,
is he going to be happy if he loses? No, I don't think any player that want to win so bad is going to. I don't think he's going to lash. I don't think he's. If he comes to the Knicks, I don't think he's going to lash out at these players more than the Celtics players. It's like what Guamo said. It's totally different, because the guys in Celtics are playing for their status.
I don't know how to explain it so that you can understand it. The only way that I can do is give you an example. And Chauncey Billups is my shining example of a leader on a team that is your general. And who can be, and it doesn't have to do with stats. It's just the way that you can lead a group of guys, right? And
I remember too. Lindsey Hunter was a lead on that team too, because that was
but Simmons 1,000% right, because even when Chauncey Billups went to Denver, he was a guy that improved. Like Carmelo Anthony listened to Chauncey Billups because Chauncey Billups had the knowledge, experience, and Chauncey Billups is the type of guy, he would dip his stats to make guys around him better. Like Chauncey Billups is the perfect guy to use. And I agree, Simmons is going to take time to see with Kyrie, but I just think that Kyrie in such a weird situation with that Celtics team.
It is.
And I really think his heart is set on New York. Now, you're right. He could come to New York and be terrible. He come to New York and be what I think he wants. He wants a team that he can call his own, a place where he can revive and be the alpha. And I think that if he had a guy like KD he could help along, because he knows the game. Kyrie Irving's not a dumb player. He's a very smart, heady player. Yeah. Now, he has a little Kobe in him. He tries to be Machiavelli. He tries to, do a little bit too much, be a sniper too much. But I'm telling you, I have a feeling that if he comes to New York and he at least has KD and the city in his hand, he's going to show how he can be. He can show himself to be a better leader. Yes, you're right, Sim. I can't argue. Has he shown the precedent to do that? I think he showed it to the Spurs, but I'd rather have him. He needs to. KD, he has to come here because KD's just too much estrogen with KD, man. Like you don't know where his head is at from game to game. Man.
I'm with you, and see that right there is what scares me because KD, in my opinion, is just not. He's not. Any team that he's
not a leader. He's not a leader.
He's not a leader. That's why I said. That's why I said anywhere he goes, he has to go with a point guard who he trusts. And him being with Stephen Curry, which was a buffer zone for him to make him look good. That's why I say Kyrie's the perfect option for him. If you want KD.
Right, but what I'm saying is for your team to win, though, and for me with Kyrie, as much as he's going to have the ball in his hands, I just want to be sure that he's going to be a leader too. Because KD is not going to be.
Sim, let me ask you a question.
You know what messes that up, Sim? The fact that, and I think this is why I had an issue with Fizdale. I agree with you 1,000%. I don't think that he's Billups. Like, Billups could come here and literally coach the team, right? Kyrie Irving and KD, right? Even Kyrie Irving by himself, he's so Machiavellian that he may allow that. Because Fizzo, I think, to me, is a yes coach. He's too much of a player's coach. Like, I feel like if Kyrie had a stronger coach that understood, look, you're my floor general, but they're going to be rules and principles here, it'd be better off. I think that this thing, and I agree with you, this is where I agree with you, it could implode because Fizdale is I think he's just too weak on the players. He might let KD and Kyrie come here and do what they want and do as they please. There's no philosophy. There's no precedent for winning here really in the past few years. There's no culture that Fizdale or the front office really instilled, and you're allowing these two free agents to basically come. You're betting on them. You tank the whole thing. Like, here's the key to the kingdom. Rule it for us. Yeah. And we've seen it, Sim, where superstars go to a team where the owner gives them the key and things crumble. Look at what's happened with LeBron James and the Lakers. Look, they were in fourth place by the time LeBron left. But the guy tried to trade his whole team, and that whole thing is crumbling now, man. We've seen it before. So,
Sim, let me ask you a question.
Sim, I think that because Fizdale and Scott Perry's a little hamstrung by Steve Mills and James Dolan, we might have two egocentric guys coming in, and they might feed that, and they might ruin the team to their own favor, man.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like in all honesty, let's be honest here, do you really want those two? Be honest.
Do I want KD
and Kyrie? Just be honest. Like, no one's gonna be mad at you. You're not gonna be mad at you. It's your opinion.
I don't know. That's why I really want to see what Kyrie does in the playoffs. I don't know. I'm just being honest. I'm not sure.
Are we all?
You know what we do? Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly is a free agent. Let's just get Patrick Beverly, and he could be a leader.
Look. If they come, if they're here, I'm going to be the happiest person ever. Right?
You better be.
But I'm still in the back of my mind. I'm like, with KD, where's his mindset coming to New York? I'm not worried about Kyrie's mindset coming to New York.
And that is why I'm approaching for him, man.
The only thing that I ever worry about with Kyrie is the injury stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about his mindset coming to New York.
You know what they said, Sim? You know what I think, and I don't agree with him all the time. You know what's scary about KD? He has little self-validation. Like he wants to be like loved and respected for a perception that he does not put out. Like
Guamo, he's gonna get it when he comes.
Mentally, I'm so scared of KD because, like I said, he has alpha physicality, skills, technical. He's probably top 5 most naturally talented players I've ever seen in my life play. But his brain is so scattered. And that's what I'm scared. I can literally see KD breaking down and not playing a playoff game because, like, the New York media said something mean about him. Now he's breaking down.
Don't go that far.
I can see that happening with KD, bro. Like, KD,
KD, no matter what the press is, KD plays at an A+ game every game. It doesn't bother him on the floor.
Yeah, but he's never played in New York.
Okay, let me get to Isaiah. Isaiah, let me give you one last thing to say on it, and then we're going to talk about Magic. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Oh, damn, I want to talk about Magic. But no, so I was going to say, like, the whole thing about leaders, like, we had 2 prime examples. We had Jason Kidd on the Knicks, that 54-win team. He was a leader. He had Derek Fisher on the OKC teams coming in. I'm not really worried about KD's mentality when it comes to New York because he knows what he's coming into. He's not going to be stupid and, you know, every little thing that's going to get to him with the New York media. That's not again, I agree with you. I'm more worried about Kyrie's injuries versus his mentality. I think we all know his mentality is going to be, but I'll say this: if we do get those guys, we're going to need like a Jason Kidd or a Vince Carter or one of these guys that's a seasoned veteran to keep this team together. Because if those two are the leaders, if those two are the heads, then this is not going to work. We're going to definitely need I'll say if we get them, I think the first thing we should do is get Vince Carter.
Somebody said that last night. Somebody said that last night. And Mark did the same thing. Somebody said that last night. Somebody.
No, Viv. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about when we get KD and Kyrie, we should get a heavy season veteran.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we definitely will need one of those guys on with you. And looking at the chat, I'm gonna jump to the chat right quick, and then we're gonna talk about Magic Johnson resigning.
I like Patrick Beverly. I want Patrick Beverly.
Hold on for 1 second, Isaiah. He's still live. Big shout out to Siobhan Robinson talking about Kemba Walker. Now we got two conflicting ideas here. Siobhan Robinson says Kemba is Trey Burke with talent, but then Uptown Twan says you can't talk about Kyrie without bringing up his health, and that's the truth. That's what we were just talking about, right? Can't talk about it without bringing up the health. Said I'm a fan of Kyrie. Said Kemba isn't a bad backup plan for what it's worth, and he's from the city. So, that's always a feather in the cap when he's from the city. It's going to be interesting to say the least, but I'm definitely watching to see what Kyrie does in the playoffs, man. Definitely watching. Now, Magic Johnson, Isaiah, since you wanted to say something on it. Magic Johnson resigned in LA today. What is that about?
Sim.
What is that?
You are looking at. Listen, this is just like Raviv just said. This is one of the craziest things that's happened all season, and people want to talk about. This is insane, Sim. The Lakers, to me, the Lakers right now are officially a dumpster fire. There must be something going on. There must be something that Magic Johnson knows that we don't know about what's going to happen this summer. And I think what happened ultimately was that he wanted to fire Luke. Jeannie Buss has been clear that she doesn't want Luke to be fired. And I think she would have made a decision either to fire Magic Johnson and keep Luke, but I think she just made he just made the decision for her because he didn't want it to look bad on her that she fired Magic Johnson. And like I said, this is crazy. I don't know what the Lakers are going to do. I'm really excited for tomorrow for First Take and, all these other places. I'm so excited to see how Max Kellerman defends this because it's going to be absolutely a joke. But right now, the Lakers are a dumpster fire. I don't see them getting any free agents. This has been probably one of their worst seasons, if not the worst season they ever had. And it's just a complete mess. I don't even know what to say. It's just shocking that he would do this right now. And it's like, it's unbecoming of Magic to quit. Magic Johnson doesn't quit. So it's something more serious than, what we don't know yet, but it's something serious.
I mean, one of the reasons that, it's obviously not the reason, but one of the reasons that LeBron went there is because of Magic Johnson, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, what's this? How does this affect LeBron and everything that's going to go down with LeBron? Guillermo, I got you and Isaiah both live, man.
Sim, you don't understand, man. This, like I said, the basketball gods turning around on us. Like, let me explain how bad the situation is, right?
Okay.
Magic Johnson, there's so much discord, right? Magic Johnson, Jeannie Buss, and Luke Walton were on 3 different pages, and Pelinka. First and foremost, Pelinka he's a former agent who wasn't liked by other agents because they thought he was aloof and they thought he was cocky. Agents do not want to send their players to go and play for Pelinka. 1, players don't want to go and play with LeBron because LeBron James system and all the chaos that comes with it. KD said it. Other players said it. That's 2. Magic Johnson drafted mid-range players. Luke Walton wants to run the Warrior style of basketball. LeBron James wants to play his system. All four of those factors coming together. And Jeannie Buss was also allegedly the one that wanted Lonzo Ball. Magic Johnson didn't want him. So there's so much discord. It is so beautiful because, you know, now all the things they said that LeBron James was, they hyped him up to be, oh, he makes his teammates better. He's the best player in the league. Now he has to show and prove because, Sid, what superstars are coming to play with LeBron? None. And for the fact that LeBron James goes on to say he makes it better, all right, so make the team you have right now better because no one's coming to play with you. You're the best player in the world. Make your team get to the playoffs. It's your best player in the world. So, you know what it is? It's just validation. All the things that we said, now he's out the East. He has to play in the West with these tougher teams, and he has to show how allegedly great and the greatest player in the world he is. He has to show and prove now because everything's fading away from him. Magic doesn't want to be with him anymore. He's the one that brought him over there. Now Magic said, oh, it's up to Jimmy Buss to see what he does with Pelinka. Pelinka's probably going to be out. Now it's just going to be Jeannie Buss, LeBron James, and a bunch of guys that he tried to trade off. So this is beautiful. Like I said, God bless us. All the bad luck that we had is going to the Lakers, man.
Hey, Sim, it's just again, it's so crazy how all this has happened within a year of getting LeBron, and it's just, again, I want that now. Laker fans know what it feels like to be a Knicks fan for the mid 2000s. This is how it felt. This is how it is. You know, hey, get used to it. You guys had what, 10, 20 years of success? It's all right. You'll be fine. You get over it soon. Don't worry.
Do you think that Magic Johnson resigning, I keep wanting to say retire, resigning, is it going to have a big impact on their ability to get free agents?
Yes.
Sim, teams they don't want to come. Agents are not sending people over because of Pelinka and LeBron. Magic Johnson was literally the only guy, and his track record was starting to show. He was probably the only guy out of all that front office who can go to a player and say, hey, I want you to come and play with the Lakers. I think you're this. I think you're that. He's the type of guy, he'll hype you. He'll even take away part of his legacy. He'll be like, you could be better than not. All that stuff you're saying to Tatum, or not Tatum, excuse me, Ben Simmons, he was trying to get these guys to come, and he probably was saying, look, LeBron James is probably going to be whatever. The Lakers are going to be yours next year. Outside of that, Sim, what else is a selling point for LA? What's the name? What's this guy's name? Paul George was talking about how much LA is his childhood team. He wants to go back home. As soon as he saw LeBron James come, he's like, I'd rather stay in OKC. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard wanted to go to the Lakers. So you're saying LeBron James come over there? Nah, I'm good. I'll go to the Clippers. I'll stay with Toronto.
Let's take a second.
That was the only selling piece. And you're talking about a bunch of young kids who showing flashes, but now every game they're there, they get criticized. Oh, Ingram is a bust. Kyle Kuzma is overrated. All these guys they showed small glimpses and flashes of improvement. But playing with LeBron James ruined all of that. And people want to talk about how much of the bust they are. D'Angelo Russell's killing now. Their boy Randall's killing now. Zubac is killing now. So these young kids are like, why the hell would I want to play with LeBron James and all this chaos? Just trade me. I'd rather just go and play someplace else. My numbers might get better, and I won't get the scrutiny that I'm getting now. So Magic Johnson was the last selling point, Sim. Who wants to come to LA? Who?
I don't know. See, let's take a second. Let's take a second and just listen in real quick to some of Magic.
Even the interview was crazy. The interview sounded crazy.
All right. I'm about to play this. Listen in.
That incredible interview that you had. And then also I've been thinking about the great meetings I had with Jeannie the last couple of days. And, you know, I love her as a sister. And so today I'm going to step down as the president. And I think I don't want to, her and I have such an amazing relationship, and I think that she gave me full power to do what I wanted to do. But I think that with her and I want to always preserve our relationship and love her. And then I think that I had more fun when I was able to be the big brother and ambassador to everybody. You know, I thought about Dwayne Wade retiring tomorrow, and I can't even tweet it out or can't be there. Serena Williams called me a week ago and said, will you mentor me and be on my advisory board? And I said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know, and so when Ben Simmons called, we went through the proper channels, and they made me look like the bad guy out of that situation, but I didn't do anything wrong, but do everything right. I was thinking about all those times, all guys who want me to mentor them or be a part of their lives, and I can't even do that. I had more fun on the other side than on this side, because now, tomorrow I would have to affect somebody's livelihood in their life. And I thought about that. I said, that's not fun for me. That's not who I am. And then
So, okay, right there. He says that's not fun for me. You know, he's talking about the fun aspect of it. I think that's a crock of bull. That's a crock of bull. You hear me, Guillermo? I think that's a crock of bull. He said, yeah, it's not fun.
Sim.
It's not
Sim.
fun.
He made promises. Remember, he said, if I don't get a marquee free agent or whatever,
yeah,
I'm out. Now, you can say it was LeBron James, but all he did was just leave the sinking ship. He left the sinking ship. And you know what, Sim? You know what he probably tried to do? He knew that Pelinka was a major roadblock to free agents coming. And he probably tried to get him pushed out. And Jeanie Buss was like, nah, he's my guy. Because remember, Jeanie Buss was also the one, oh no, was it Jeanie Buss or whoever brought Walton? Was it Jeanie Buss's brother who brought in Walton? That was Jeanie?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
So yeah, yo, look, Magic is not dumb. What Magic is doing, he got out at the right time. He can be an ambassador, so now he can go and tamper or do whatever and still help out the team he loves, but not be seen as a villain anymore. Because this is, excuse my language, this is a shit show. This is bad. And he's smart, man. He got out at the right time because he knows it's gonna blow. Sim, think about this, right? They go into next year, right? And already LeBron James can't even get anybody for his bum ass Space Jam 2, right? Giannis is like, nah, I'm good, bro. I might mess with that shit. So LeBron James is no longer a big draw. Pelinka's still there. You got a bunch of young kids who don't want to play with LeBron James. You probably can't get AD because why would the Pelicans trade him to a rival, right? And you can trade the Celtics. Why would Magic Johnson stay there and ruin his legacy? But he could just dip out and be an ambassador and still be seen as a fun, lovable billionaire, whatever, from the Dodgers as well.
Yeah, you know, one thing that gets me, and I'm gonna get back to Magic, and then we'll listen to a couple minutes, and I'll come around. Didn't Magic do the same thing when he was coaching the Lakers? Skipped out. When the pressure ramps up, Magic is out of there. I don't know.
That is true. I can't disagree with that. He did leave.
Yeah,
he did leave.
Yeah, let's see. Let's listen to some more Magic.
I don't want to put her in the middle of us. You know, even though she said, "Hey, you do what you want to do," I know she has great love for him and great love for me. You know, and so I want to go back having fun. I want to go back being who I was before taking on this job. And you know, we're halfway there with LeBron coming. I think this summer, with that other star coming, whoever's going to bring him in, I think this team is going to be in a position to really contend for championships with the growth of the young players. And so she doesn't know I'm standing here because I know I would be crying like a baby in front of her, even though I'm about to cry now.
He sounds like he's about to cry now.
But it's the right thing to do, right move to make. And then that way, he can stay in place, hopefully build the team, coach the team the right way. And also, what I didn't like is the backstabbing and the whispering. I don't like that. You know, I don't like a lot of things that went on that didn't have to go on. And so I hope that after tomorrow, the Lakers can head in the right direction, which we are. Injuries really hurt us. But I enjoyed working with Jeanie side by side. Working with Linda, Tim and I had some good times. The brothers were outstanding as well, working with Jesse and Joey. I love working with you guys as the media.
All right, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a weird situation with Magic, and then the way he says some things, he's like, he speaks like he knows who's already coming. He said when he comes, when that free agent comes to this, whatever. I don't know, man. It's toxic over there. Definitely toxic in La La Land. Big shout out to Bless Lover. He says, how dysfunctional is your organization truly when a legend who never quit against HIV, and we know Magic Johnson beat HIV, he never quit against it, but he quits on something a lot simpler like a franchise. I don't know. I mean, you just heard Magic say backstabbing and all that kind of stuff. There must have been some stuff going on. Every single franchise that LeBron James goes to, though. And listen, there's no way, in my opinion, that it was. I thought that they would make the playoffs this year. I never knew was up in the air about a championship ever, really, unless they just got some real super guys. Two supreme supernatural beings of the NBA world, like LeBron and Magic, together in different roles. I just don't know if it was going to be able to work. And listen, every place that LeBron seems to go to, there is drama. There is drama. Now, was this LeBron's drama? I don't know, but there's drama. And also, clearly, LeBron wanted Luke gone, and Jeannie Buss did not want Luke gone, because he says now he can stay and coach the team. I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of free agents are going to look at LA as if they are very dysfunctional. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you been?
I'm all right, man.
What's your take on this whole Magic Johnson thing?
I think it's as clear as day, especially with the comments like backstabbing and, like the way he is wishing, goodwill. Like he's not trying to burn any bridges, but he knows, like, it isn't going to work with him. I just think it's like, we saw it since the first time I'm left. LeBron James, and I mean, it's a good thing. I like to see, especially black people, but people with power, the players with power. But I mean, I think he got blindsided by that Anthony Davis the whole thing. I don't think, he didn't play it out. I think it was something that was like, okay, well, we're going to trade for Anthony Davis. And Magic's like, whoa. I mean, you could just see it. You could just see everything that's going on. Like, he's held hostage. He can't go out, and if he's not doing everything on the way he wants to do it, why is he going to sit there and get held hostage by the LeBron regime?
Yeah, I mean, that whole Anthony Davis thing. Listen, do you know how much? One, I don't know why the Pelicans didn't do it. The Pelicans were crazy not to do it, in my opinion, with what Lakers were going to give up. What they were going to give up was tremendous.
That, but I think, and it sucks for Dell Demps. He lost his job over it, but I think it's one thing if New Orleans and Los Angeles sit down in a room and go, hey, we're interested in Anthony Davis, and they have a conversation. And I think it's a whole other thing when, both teams are maybe thinking about it, but all of a sudden it's all over social media, all over ESPN, all over Bleacher Report. Anthony Davis is leaving, and he wants to go to the Lakers. And these are the players that, and you have all Ramona Shelburne, all these people. They tell you the trade before the trade happens, and then you gotta sit there and go, okay, well, do we placate or how do we work this out? I mean,
But who's?
I just think it's a weird time we're in, and I just think Magic wants out of that. Yeah. I mean, he wants out of that. He doesn't have control of the team. Why is he going to go when LeBron's the GM? LeBron's been the GM for every team. The only guy who stood up to him was Pat Riley. And even Phil Jackson got murdered when he said what was plainly obvious. He might have used the wrong words, but Phil Jackson even said LeBron and his crew. Now, he should have said his business associates. But they all know what the deal is. LeBron comes with a group of people. He comes with his own. He comes with his own agency. His agency signs players. I mean, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Anthony. I mean, look at all those guys who got paid way more than they were worth. They got paid way more than they were worth. And now look at Cleveland. J.R. Smith, they just threw him away. And Tristan Thompson he's an albatross. He's a minus player. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's making killer money, and nobody wants him.
Yeah, it's definitely the LeBron effect, man. That's for sure.
Yeah,
the LeBron effect.
If I'm, if like, let's say, let's talk, with your business, like this podcast, now you got this podcast, and then, you go, oh, hey, it'd be good to have a show with Mark. And then Mark comes up here, takes over the whole show, has his people in here making the graphics and all this. You don't know what's going down. What would you do? You'd be like, oh, I'm out of here. Same thing with Magic.
I feel
he's a Lakers legacy. If he goes down with this ship, or if he goes LeBron path and they fail, that's Magic's legacy. Magic Johnson can walk away from this 6 months from now. Magic Johnson's still the greatest Laker of all time.
Yeah. I mean, that is the thing. Yeah, Magic Johnson is going to.
No, but hey, you guys have a good night.
I appreciate you, man.
I just want to just real quick from something that was said earlier, and I'm not even going to answer. Like, I just want to say it and let people talk. You got I don't understand you guys. Like, Kyrie is injury prone. Kemba is surefire, and he's what, an inch and a half shorter than Kyrie? Come on. Chris Paul is 6 foot, and he's defensive. He's all defense all the time. Kemba's a scorer.
Okay.
And KD coming to New York. KD's a killer. I don't want to hear what all this, his interviews and all this. He's talkative. He doesn't let you get away with anything. But KD is a killer.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
He's not a regular guy. He's a killer.
I hope so.
Carmelo, he's the guys you want on New York.
I hope so.
You don't want those guys who aren't going to go out there and try to give you 60 a night.
Yeah.
KD comes to New York. He's averaging 30 to 35 points a game. That's guaranteed. At least for 1 year.
I hope so,
my man. He's going to come and murder the league if he comes to New York.
Okay.
I just don't want Kyrie. I think Kyrie is the Allen Houston contract. I think you signed Kyrie to $150 million or whatever he's going to get, and Kyrie's going to play out of his mind for a year, and then he's going to play half a season and get hurt, and he's going to be hurt for 3 years. So I'm going to let you guys go.
Appreciate the call, my man.
Thanks for letting me talk. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one. Peace. Yeah, the NBA is never short of drama, right? Never short of drama. Mark and Eddie, I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to unmute you guys, have a little conversation about this Magic Johnson thing. And then, Eddie, what's going on, man? What do you think with this whole thing with Magic Johnson, man?
Well, the thing with Magic Johnson, I don't know. It was probably stated before, but I think you mentioned it. Like when the going gets tough, he's out of here. It's been a debacle. I don't think anybody's coming. I don't think anybody's going to the Lakers. I don't think Anthony Davis wants to get there. If he does, it's not going to be until 2 years from now. his image is being tarnished. I think he has what he was saying was true in the sense of that he couldn't be an ambassador to certain players. Like a Ben Simmons couldn't reach out to him. He's kind of like a similar player to Magic, and he couldn't talk to the kid. So I can see where that can like hurt his feelings a little bit. You know what I mean? Because hey, if I'm a basketball player and somebody wants to talk to me, if I was a great basketball player and somebody wants to talk to me and I'm not able to do that because I work for a team, I would probably feel some type of way if I'm a person that likes to teach. So I kind of get him in that sense, you know what I mean? Like if that's what's going on, well, he has a point there, man. Like, if he can't talk to a guy like Ben Simmons, if he can't talk to which any other player that wants to speak to him, then I can see where he's coming from with that. But at the end of the day, everything that he's done has been a debacle. The ball pick, the signings that he did, LeBron James was different because that's something that you had to do. Even if, I mean, you don't know the future, right? You don't know if his decline was going to be this fast. But you could have seen the writing on the wall because of Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, everybody that's in his draft class has all been going downhill. And you know, it's sooner or later is going to happen with him.
Right.
But, you know, it's been all wrong. Like, everything that he's done has been all wrong. So I see no reason why he would stick around and keep on tarnishing his image. I mean, who wants to mess up Magic Johnson's image? I mean, me as a basketball fan, I wouldn't like to see that. Phil Jackson, he was a little bit way before my era, so I wouldn't put Phil Jackson and Magic Johnson in the same arena in my sense, right? For my age,
yeah.
But Magic Johnson, man, I've seen him play. I know who he is. I know what he's gone through. Everybody knows his story. So as a basketball fan, I wouldn't like for that to happen to him. So I can see where he's coming from with all the stuff he was saying.
Okay.
The tears, the crocodile tears, I don't know about all that stuff.
That's
but
Magic, man. Magic is a sensitive dude, man. I watched a little thing with him and Isaiah Thomas. You know, with him and Isaiah Thomas, when they got back together, they both started crying and all this stuff.
Yeah. I saw that. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, they're human.
Yeah, of course.
They're human, man.
And, you know, them two guys, they had a friendship, and then their friendship, you know, their friendship got all crazy and messed up because of, you know, championships and you know, playing basketball and all that kind of stuff.
Dream Team stuff. There was some Dream Team stuff too.
It's crazy, man. But well, the LA Lakers, man. But listen, wherever LeBron James goes, drama goes. So, you know, we knew that was gonna happen. We knew that was gonna happen.
I wanted to say something about LeBron James because I'm not the biggest fan of LeBron James. Like, I never was. You know, his skill set has always been amazing to me, but I've never been his biggest fan. But I do kind of feel like there's a bias in the chat. There's plenty of the people in the chat that go at LeBron James, and I don't understand why. Like, even you, Sim, you say that he's not a leader, or maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of do feel like he has been a leader throughout his first years in Cleveland, even when he was in Miami. You can't be a leader and have the face of a franchise relinquish his role to you. You understand what I'm saying? People just don't do it. You have to earn that.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a bias towards LeBron. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan.
Yeah.
But I also give just due. And the guy has been amazing. And if he's not the GOAT, he's damn sure close to it.
He is.
So, you know, I just you know want to put that out there because I do differ with the guys, and you know that's what's great about this chat, that we can have this debate and we can talk about people have different points of views, and one of mine is you know the LeBron bashing, and stuff, like, I'm okay with bashing LeBron or whoever it is, but you got to give people their just due. And the guy's he's put in work for the last 10, 12 years. I don't know how long he's been in the NBA. And he's been the face of the NBA for a very long time. So, you know, I kind of feel like we should cut him some slack sometimes.
See,
you know, not kick a horse, not kick a dead horse, you know?
Yeah, see, I love everything that he's done off the field. I love off the court. I love everything that he's done business-wise. I love everything that he does for his community. He's great in his community.
For his family.
With his family. He's a family guy. He's basically been squeaky clean throughout his career as a basketball player. I love the way that he's pushed business forward and helped other players in the league to understand where they stand as business people. I never liked his attitude on the court. That's what's always turned me off of him. There's just something about him that, like, when he hasn't done it recently, and maybe he's learned his lesson, but way back when I was just getting used to him and he was in the league and he was speaking in the third person and all this, I was like, man, who is this dude? And it just turned me off from him, you know.
And you're entitled to that opinion.
Yeah.
I've never gotten that sense from him. Like, I've never gotten that sense from him. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and you know. But I do want to give LeBron James his just due, because he's put in a lot of work in the NBA, and he's been a role model. He's been a role model, maybe not for the people in this chat, maybe not for the New York Knicks. Maybe that's what it is. It's a New York Knicks thing. But
it could be. Listen, I didn't really care for him coming to New York in 2010. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, and that was not, and it was stupid because I knew that he was the greatest player in the game. I just had my bias against him, and I wanted to beat LeBron. You know, but hey,
I get you.
Let me get on to the next thing. We've been talking about Magic Johnson for a while. Let's talk about, well, one thing I wanted to just look at real quick is you know, Mitchell Robinson and DeAndre Jordan, they really do have a nice, special relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's really nice, man. You know, these two guys, you see them, you know, they're playing around. They play around on the bench. I don't know if you had a chance to see the one video where, like, DeAndre Jordan pinched Mitch Robinson's leg.
I saw it.
Robinson slapped it with a towel. You know, this is really, really great for Mitchell Robinson. It really is. This is really a very good thing for Mitchell Robinson to have a mentor in the league. I think it's very rare that it really is rare that a player can have this a mentor. It seems these two that DJ is to Mitchell Robinson. You know, there's a lot of players in the league that come in and say, "Oh yeah, this veteran helped me out. This veteran helped me out." But I'm not ready to say that all of them develop this type of
relationship.
The type of relationship that at least I'm seeing between the two.
Well, I'm gonna just say this about that. Sometimes the stars just align right.
Yeah.
Or you can use any cliche. Sometimes you just catch lightning in a bottle. And the Knicks have done that with Mitch. I'm pleasantly surprised by how much he's matured, by how much at the beginning of the year, you know, during the draft process and all that, how people have talked about his immaturity. How raw he has been, or how raw he is. The kid has grown, has blossomed in front of our eyes, and it's actually been something very beautiful to see. It's been something that the Knicks, it doesn't happen in New York, man. It doesn't happen to the Knicks, and I'm so happy that he's in the Knicks uniform, and I hope that we don't have to ship this guy out for any reason at all. I would like to say, go out on a limb, that this guy could be our Bill Russell. he has that. I see it. God forbid, stays healthy his whole career. That guy is amazing. He's just amazing, man. His defensive prowess, how quick he is, how quick he learns, having a mentor like he's had with DeAndre Jordan. Like, there's no, how many more flowers can I throw on this guy? But, you know, I'm not a guy that has a favorite player, and this guy's become my favorite player.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. And you know, and he's a kid, man. He's a kid.
It's a lot of room to grow, man.
Yeah,
you gotta keep him. He's a keeper.
Yeah, and I'm going to show this video real quick, and I'm just showing it because it's funny. It was on Knicks Twitter, and it's just, you know, it's Mitchell Robinson and DeAndre Jordan, and you know they asked DeAndre Jordan who is his favorite player on the Knicks. Funny.
Currently, who's your favorite teammate so far?
Right now, my favorite team.
Let me rewind.
Sorry to throw this at you, but currently, who's your favorite teammate so far?
Right now, my favorite teammate, I'll probably have to say John Jenkins. Wait, is the show over? But coming in a very close second is Mitchell Robinson, who is leaving his own show right about. Bye, Mitch. Is that the end of the Mitchell Robinson show? All right.
That's good stuff, man. That really is. That's good stuff. And you know, it's just great to have a guy like that. You know what I mean? Mark, I'm gonna come to you, Mark. I'm gonna come to you, man. Mitchell Robinson, DJ, they got like a big brother, little brother type of thing going on, man. And it's really fun to see. And
no, you know why it's fun to see?
Those guys can have a show together. From things that I've seen, just little things that I've seen, those guys can have a show together. You know, the Mitchell.
No, they could. And the thing with, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I said the thing with Mitch is Southern people. They have a respect. It's like a respect thing. Like like with those people, they're gonna listen. So if someone's talking to them, they're gonna listen. And a guy like DeAndre that's been in the league for so long and been, been a, I don't think he's been an all-star, but been a productive player.
I think he has been an all-star.
And a big man. There's a level of respect there. And you can see it in his game, how he's running the center of the floor, as big men should do nowadays. When you run the center of the floor, it's easy to break down defense that way to get the ball to get easy points. Or even when you're on the floor like that, you get the ball and you get easy to pass it out on the wing and stuff like that. So you see the type of thing DeAndre Jordan is teaching him. And defensively, just his motor alone was going to make him a good Mitch, a productive player. But as he was showing him how to run the floor properly and how not to jump on, he's still learning not to jump on every jump shot, but you still love to see it. You still love to see him try to block a jump shot. But he's just a guy that is just taking it all, because remember, he's coming from a place where he had nothing. He didn't have nothing. So, his personality is great for someone like DJ to mentor. And DJ's a guy you can get along with. He's not a bad person.
Yeah, and DJ, he's kind of a funny guy, right?
No, he's a funny guy.
Funny guy. And Mitchell Robinson seems like, one of those fun-loving type of guys as well, you know what I mean? Which makes them a really good match for each other. As a matter of fact, I was watching, what's the name of the movie? You know the movie that Amari Stoudemire produced, right?
Produced?
Yeah, back when he was a Knick. I can't think of the name of it now.
What did he do? I never knew of him producing a movie.
Beyond the Lights. Amari Stoudemire was an executive producer of Beyond the Lights. right? As a matter of fact, Amari Stoudemire had a small talking role in the movie. But DeAndre Jordan was actually in the movie, too. You know the actor, what's her name? Gugu Mbatha Raw. I hope I said her first name right. You know, she was a singer. And, you know, she tried to commit suicide and stuff like that. And then the cop saved her. And you know, they fell in love and all that good stuff. Well, she went into the club and she was giving lap dances to guys in the club. And DeAndre Jordan was one of the guys she gave a lap dance to in the club. So big shout out to you for that, DJ.
You get more than a lap dance off the floor.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a, you know, a fun-loving guy, and so is DeAndre.
He's a good team guy. He's a good team guy. And like I said, I don't mind keeping him, but we can't pay him what, you know. Pay.
Your internet is acting up again.
My bad. I said we can't. I said I would keep him, but we can't pay him that type of money. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. I mean, I'm just talking about their relationship. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think they got a good relationship, man. You know, I think everybody on the team has a good relationship.
Yeah, and how good it is for Mitchell Robinson to have a guy like DeAndre Jordan there. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to young guys in the NBA. He needed it because he came into the NBA. When he came into the NBA, he was he didn't want to talk to the media, right? Because
he was raw. DeAndre was raw.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
He was raw.
And to have a guy, I mean, it's just not a coincidence with the way that things, you know, just not a coincidence with the way his personality. You started to really see him shine when DJ came because DJ is the kind of guy that can help him bring his personality out. And when someone's personality is able to come out, then of course, you know, they're not afraid to play. You know,
he's one of those players. He's one of those players when his talent erodes, that's when his personality is gonna come out. So his personality is gonna match his talent.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And you know what's so underrated about this Knicks season that no one talk about? Most of these guys know they're not gonna be here, and look at the attitude that they play with.
Right.
Compared to the Lakers. Your man Magic was crying.
Yeah, he was crying, man. And you guys, you can see on the screen now. If you haven't seen the video of Mitchell Robinson slapping DJ with the towel,
I seen right through that.
You see it on the screen now. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of the fakest cries I've ever seen in my life.
You think so? I don't know. Magic.
Yeah, that didn't feel genuine.
Cries,
no.
Man. That's what Magic does.
Nah.
That's what Magic does.
Because he's a quitter. Yeah, that boy is a quitter. When things are not going his way, he quits. He did it with the coaching. He did it with the telecasting. I think he did it with Starbucks too, because he was the owner of Starbucks and gave it up.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it. Whatever he don't feel like doing, he's not going to do it. That's why I tell guys, when you make a well amount of money, just go live your life, bro. You don't need to prove anybody that you're some big business guy. That's not what life is about. You make your money and you go live your life. Very simple.
Well, you know, it becomes a
people are too much into themselves. That's the problem.
Well, you know, business becomes kind of a hobby, man.
It does. But Sim, you can do business, you know. But doing that level of business it's not humanly possible for one person to do that.
Let me get up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Let me see what Grummel's saying.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, on a DJ thing, man, I raised before. Man, I thought the DJ acquisition, outside of attitude as well, man. Like you said, one, it allows him to be himself. Like you don't have take the pressure off. And I also think that, like I'm telling you, man, DJ's feet has gotten better defensively since. Mitchell's feet has gotten better since DJ came over here, man. You know, I don't know if it's just DJ, I don't know if it's Fizzo working, but it just seems that once DJ came over here, Mitchell's playing a little less minutes. He stopped fouling as much, Sim. And his feet around the rim in terms of defensively, it looks a lot better. He's not jumping as much. He's not getting caught by these guys. He's playing a little bit more his body. I mean, he's going to have to pull a little more weight, but I just thought that DJ, it was such a great acquisition, you know, and we're fortunate because I don't think Fizzo and these guys had it in their minds that they were going to trade it KP and then get the windfall of DJ and all these guys. I understand people don't like Dennis Smith Jr. It just makes me feel like, damn, I wish we would have gotten a veteran point guard because maybe point guard this team would have been that much more better if we had somebody to help these guys along, to get them better on principles, get them better in passing, facilitating, and things like that. But yeah, Mitchell, man, I hope DJ's here next year again too, man. Sign him to a 1-2 year deal, whatever, and have Mitchell develop it behind this guy. Once Mitchell gets a damn jump shot or develops one, man.
He shot a jumper today. He didn't make it, but he shot it.
Oh, he did?
He shot a jumper today, yeah. Yeah, he shot an elbow jumper today. He didn't make it, but he shot it. Give it up to him.
Did it look like Michael Doliak bad, or was it like
he said Michael Doliak? Oh man. Michael Doliak. Woo.
I had to, man. Yo, Knicks have had so many awful players, man.
Man, nah, I mean, it didn't look bad. It's, you know, slow. He kind of pulls it up kind of slow. But if he ever gets that, man, he's going to be dangerous. He'd be dangerous.
Hey, look, if you guys, I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to start a war. If you guys think Zion could shoot, because Zion doesn't jump off the floor and he has a whatever shot, then Mitchell Robinson should be out. Tomorrow, let's just have Mitchell Robinson do whatever. Let him take 5 shots tomorrow. What do we have to lose? Like,
yeah, right.
I don't know, man.
I agree.
This boy better start playing the summer too, man. He need to be in like a few summer leagues, man.
Yeah.
He needs to be, man. He has to shoot.
Yeah. I got my man Tony Crow. Tony Crow, what's poppin', man?
Yo, Black is time.
Chilling. What's going on with you, man? How you been? Been a minute.
I'm good. Sorry about that earlier. I was turning the volume down. It was going up. I pressed power. The volume's still going up.
Yeah. No problem, bro. What's going on with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, working hard, you know.
No doubt.
I'll still be listening in. I don't have time to call all the time.
I feel you. I feel you.
I believe my little comments here and there. Let you know I'm there.
Yeah.
But, what are we talking about now?
Right now, we was just talking about Mitch and DJ. You know how their relationship, how they've got a nice, strong relationship, and it's really helping DJ. I mean, it's really helping Mitch.
Mitch, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things. I wish I was trying to call him a couple of streams ago, because I felt like a lot of people were going hard on Fizdale's coaching, and I think the one thing that I think we should all agree on is that we've seen growth and development in every single player.
Yeah,
every single one of them. And I mean, it didn't show in wins, but on the floor, we seen growth in everybody. DJ definitely brought the best out of Mitch, but Mitch was already improving. He kind of just jump started it, put it in overdrive. But he was slowly improving before DJ came. But now to have DJ right there and almost identical into how DJ came into the league, they do the same thing. What I really like, that I see from Mitch now that I didn't see before, is him being vocal on the floor.
He is.
You see him, you can actually hear him sometimes on the TV.
He is.
You know, and you couldn't hear him. You couldn't hear him before when he was talking to you.
Right.
Now you hear him on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest improvement I've seen. And cut down his fouls. I think he was doing that a little bit right before DJ came. But the block streak, that's incredible. I love what I'm seeing from Mitch. And I like I've been hearing, I wouldn't mind DJ coming back I think we already know he has the connection with KD, so hopefully that'll help that.
Right. They're boys. They're like best friends.
And then I could see if we got KD, I could see him doing the same type of thing for Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know if KD is gonna be as, DJ real, like he's a jokester type of guy. You seen him when Mario was on.
I don't know if KD would have a totally different vibe.
Yeah. KD is a grouch.
They would vibe on probably music and other things. It wouldn't be like the Big Brother.
Right. It probably won't be like that because KD is kind of a grouch. You know what I mean? KD is a little bit of a grouch.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know how he is in the locker room. Who knows?
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say that when it comes to on the basketball court or bench or like, you know what I mean, he's focused. Like you might see him laugh, but he's not gonna be handsy playful.
Yeah. Right. He ain't doing that. He ain't doing that.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say a while back, you guys were talking about I think it was Mark talking about or no, it was you. You said you still got to see what Kyrie could do, and this is his time to do it. And you absolutely right. Like he really hasn't proved anything as far as him being the go-to guy and him being the leader of the team. And when I say leader, I mean scoring leader, go-to leader. I don't mean vocal leader.
Mm-hmm.
But that's who he is now. We've seen him in that position before LeBron went back to Cleveland. And we've seen him get 20 wins, 21 wins.
Right.
And that. So prior to LeBron going and him actually learning from LeBron, because he did same type of things that LeBron learned going to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's in that position that he wanted to be in. Last year he didn't get to play in the playoffs. So this is the time that we can see who he really is. And to be honest, if you're the Knicks, you got to be looking at Kyrie and Kimber the same exact way, because this is the time for Kimber to show who he is.
Oh, right.
I don't believe Kimber's been in the playoffs before.
Right.
Yep. So if he makes the playoffs, this is where stars are made.
Yeah.
Or let me rephrase, this is where superstars are made. So, hypothetically speaking, if Kimber somehow takes his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, let's just say that, I won't even say finals, and the Celtics get bumped in the first round, what does that say about Kimber? Granted, we got to see that performance, but that's where I'm going. This is the time that we can make a logical decision and say, oh, Kimber is or isn't worth the max. Because we haven't seen it prior to. He's been in the same boat that Kyrie's been in before LeBron got there.
Mm-hmm.
Except for 10 years. He never had a LeBron come play with him.
Right.
So that's my thoughts on that. You gotta look at these guys and see what they're made of in the playoffs and make your decision then.
Yeah.
If Kyrie has a horrible series and they lose in the first round, I'm definitely second guessing if I want him at a max salary with injury history. All these things you got to take into effect. You want the Knicks to be smart. I think they're being smart right now. I think this is the smartest we've been. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on that.
I definitely agree.
What do you think about that?
Nah, I agree with you. And before I even get to that, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, that thumbs up button, ring that notification bell. You get a notification whenever I go live. subscribe right now and then come back in so we can finish up the show. But go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I would appreciate it. But back to it. Now, I agree with you. That's one of the reasons I want to see Kemba get in the playoffs. Right? I want to see Charlotte get in the playoffs because I want to be able to see what Kemba can do in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I want to see what he can do. You know, because there's been a lot said about, that Kemba hasn't done anything in playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't done anything. So I want to see what he can do. Right? I don't know how many times he's been in the playoffs. Maybe he may have been in the playoffs a couple of times, I think. But I want to see, now, and when he was in the playoffs, he wasn't the Kemba that we know of right now, right? I want to see what he can do right now. And you're right. What if Cleveland had Kemba instead of Kyrie and LeBron went to Cleveland with Kemba? Kemba may have won a championship.
And not for nothing, like, I don't want to pay I don't really want to pay anybody max money, but it ain't my money, so I don't care who gets what. I'm worried about performance.
Yeah.
And I've watched Kemba perform in the Garden, like in college, epic games.
Yeah.
Like I've never even seen that before in my life prior to that. Like, I could only imagine where he put it like this. He probably wants to be in New York just as bad as Kyrie.
He might.
And he's damn good.
He might. We'll see what's up. It's going to be an interesting summer. It's going to be a crazy summer, man. I got a feeling I'm going to have to be on just about every night over the summer. Even if I jump on for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Tony, I'm real quick.
Are we doing it like last year and picking a team to follow?
Yeah, we're going to pick a team to follow. So tomorrow night, the last game of the season, we're going to choose a team to follow, and then we're going to follow that team. I'll do a little, I'm going to do a poll so we can choose a team. And then if that team gets eliminated, we'll choose another team. We'll keep choosing teams to follow. And then I'll be on whenever that team plays. And then after that, when the playoffs are over, then I'll probably be on like 3 nights a week. The same as last summer.
No doubt.
Same as last summer. But the playoffs are here, Tony. Just a couple of days away. The playoffs are just, 3-4 days away. And right now, looking at the playoff picture, the Detroit Pistons and Milwaukee Bucks, they'll face off in the first round. Boston and Indiana face off in the first round. Philadelphia and Brooklyn, Toronto and Orlando will face off in the first round. There's some interesting matchups in the East and the West. Golden State, they're going to match up with the Clippers. Portland and Utah is going to match up the way things are right now. Houston and OKC. Denver and San Antonio. Listen, Denver, San Antonio, OKC, Houston. All of them, Utah, Portland, all of those matchups are intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I mean, those 3 matchups that I just mentioned, anybody could win, really, I think. That's the only surefire winner, in my opinion, in the first round is Golden State over the Clippers. And the Clippers are good, though. But that's the only surefire win in my book. Between Portland and Utah, anyone can win. Houston, OKC. I'm thinking probably Houston, but if OKC gets hot like they were earlier in the season, they could win. I mean, they're 47-33. Denver, San Antonio, you can't count Coach Pop out. It's crazy out there in the West, man. It's crazy in the West. In the East, Milwaukee's probably going to most likely beat Detroit. Toronto's going to beat Orlando. Philadelphia is probably going to beat Brooklyn. Boston and Indiana, to me, is the most intriguing matchup in the first round.
Yep.
That's the most intriguing matchup in the first round. And I tell you the truth, if what's his name was there with Indiana, I'm not sure that would be it would be that intriguing. Indiana would probably take it, in my opinion. Indiana would if I can't think of his name now. What's his name? If what's his name didn't get hurt. Victor Oladipo didn't get hurt. You know, they may not be the 5th seed, Indiana. They may be the 3rd seed. Something like that. You know? I mean, they're 47-34, and he's hurt. You know, Philadelphia right now is 50-30. So, who knows? It's, you know, it's intriguing. I don't know. Who do you guys think we should follow in the playoffs? Should we follow Brooklyn since it's a New York team? I know, you know, there's going to be a lot of bias. People like, I don't want to follow Brooklyn, but it is a New York team at least.
I say yes, only because I was going to say Philly anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
But we'll do a poll on it, man. We'll definitely do a poll, see what people say. But Tony, I'm about to get up off of here, man, because I gotta get up at 6:30.
Nah, I feel you, B. Give me a call sometime tomorrow when you're free. I'm off tomorrow.
All right, no doubt. I will. I'll do that.
Yeah. Right.
All right, peace.
Shout out to the chat. Yo, Blackest Time.
Peace. Yeah, folks, we're gonna pick a team to follow. Let's talk to these guys. We're gonna end this off for the night, man. We're gonna end it off for the night. Isaiah, I'm gonna come to Viv. Viv.
Yep.
You want to give us a couple of last words, man? The NBA playoffs. Who should we follow? Should we follow Brooklyn?
No. You cannot follow Brooklyn. Cannot follow the Nets.
Can't follow the Nets.
Nah. I mean, listen. You want? I don't suggest. I'm just saying I do not suggest following the Nets. There are other teams you could follow. I would follow. I don't know, the Bucks. I would follow. Even the Raptors. Even any of the top 3 teams. Bucks, Raptors, Philly. I like those 3 teams.
But the Nets, they are a home. I mean, basically, we're gonna follow a team. Once that team is eliminated, then we'll follow another team.
Listen, I get you. It's like,
right?
It's a home team. But it's not really a home team. It's just like they're the Nets, right? Like the Nets are the Nets. They're just a team. Like if you want a New York team, fine. It's go to Brooklyn if you want. You just cheer for them. But like I'm not cheering Nets. I mean I got Philly, so like Philly's been a second team. I got a ton of family that live in that have been Sixers fans, so I'm following them per se. But those are my 3 teams. I'm also looking at the 4 and 5 matchup just because I want to see the Pacers upset the Celtics. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I really want that to happen.
Yeah.
In the West. Sorry.
Last year we followed OKC because Melo was there.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
OKC is interesting. I'm curious to see where they end up in this game because they got seeding. They got seeding impacts. But I think most of the playoffs, I would watch a lot of these teams. I would watch, Denver. I would watch
a lot of good teams, man. I mean,
a lot of good teams.
We're gonna follow a West Coast team. I mean, an East Coast team though, so that the games aren't so late. So we'll do an East Coast team.
Yeah. Listen. I would follow the 3 and 6 teams. I would follow the Sixers and Nets. I think that'll be a fun series.
Yeah, it is going to be a fun series. But we'll probably start with that series. Let me see. I'm gonna get everybody unmuted so we can, end this. Get it into this. It's 1:00 in the morning, man. I got to get up in 5.5 hours.
Hey, Sim, I'm unmuted.
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Sim. The blasphemy that was coming out of your mouth tonight. The blasphemy.
What's that?
I love you.
What's that?
No to Kimba. Hell no to Kimba.
I didn't say go sign Kimba. I just said I want to see him in the playoffs because he is going to be on the New York Knicks board as a free agent to watch. I can guarantee it.
You're right, but my thing is this: I'm never. I think Viv can agree with me with this. I don't really trust players on their contract years. They tend to play a little harder when they know a contract year is coming up.
Yeah, he's done it more than just his contract year, though. You got to give him that. He's done it.
I give Kimba that, but here's my thing, Sam. If you give Kimba, Mark was right. You give 100, he's probably going to command $140 million. If you give him that, the minute he gets his money, he's going to become overrated. for his contract value. For his contract value,
we're gonna hate him.
Yeah, we're gonna hate him. People gonna hate Kimba.
It don't matter who we get.
I don't think his game is will last long.
Yo, Sim, I want to ask Tony Crow something.
So, Tony Crow's gone.
Because
he's gone. He left.
Oh, he's gone. Oh. I just want to say one thing. If you don't want to sign nobody, right? Then how the hell are you gonna win the championship?
Maybe he wants. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he wants to build.
Because in NBA history, only superstars win championships. So I don't understand people like that.
Unless you tank your superstar.
Well,
you're gonna get one.
I don't know if he's saying that he doesn't want to sign a superstar, or
for him to say that you don't want to sign KD is probably the most dumbest thing I ever heard from a human being.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Did he?
So this is let me take Mark's argument to euphemism. Let's just say this, right?
Did he say that he didn't want to sign KD?
Yeah. He said he don't really want to sign nobody. That's what I heard. And KD's available.
I mean, it's all about us. It's all about somebody else's philosophy. I don't know. Maybe.
No, I think that his philosophy is he think Knox is gonna be the next KD. That's what it seemed like.
Maybe it's his philosophy that he wants to. Maybe he wants to try to pull off something else where he, gets a trade for Anthony Davis and then signs somebody else and somebody else. Who knows? I don't know. But you know what? He'll probably jump all night and you two can have that conversation and he'll break it down.
Listen, I think the most important thing is, or like this is the thing, right? There's a limited window to success, and we're seeing it now. A lot of these teams in the East are going to remain powerhouses for a long time. Mm-hmm. So, when you have that opportunity to shake up the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference when you can, you have to jump on it because there's no guarantee you're going to get that same window, in 2020 and 2021, 2022. That may not be around. So, there's no, you can keep on, I guess, trying to lose to find, I guess, the next, Embiid. That's going to be hard. I don't think, we don't have the wherewithal, the patience to endure those things over and over again. Imagine dealing with this season, but dealing with like four straight seasons in a row.
You know what? This is the one thing. This is the one thing, and I've said it over and over again, and I'll continue to say it. I'm not saying that I would not sign KD and Kyrie. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it, but I see in 4 years, we sign them this summer. In 4 years, we're going to be back to trying to sign some big name free agents or looking at the draft. I feel it.
And listen, this is why
I hear you.
I feel it. I feel it because I'm not sure that we've developed. Like I keep saying, you develop the foundation before you put the roof on. If you try to, listen. If you try to start from the top, which you can do, right? You can have the roof and you can have some beams coming down to the ground to hold the roof up. Mm-hmm. But when it starts to get shaky, that roof is going to fall. And now you got to start over again. Listen to me. Now you got to start over again. A home is built from the ground up. You start with the foundation. Start with the foundation. And then you build it up. You don't take shortcuts when you're building a home, because when you build a home, you got to live in it for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. So it has to be solid. So I do get it when people are saying, we have some young guys, let's build them, and add pieces, and then we get the chance to add a star that takes us over the top instead of automatically trying to zoom to the top with just pieces of the foundation there. I get it. I understand both arguments. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you can say, well, someone is crazy if they don't want this, or crazy if they don't want KD or Kyrie, because the philosophy of building from the bottom up works.
It does, but you need the right. You have to circulate the right pieces to get the bottom, and you're gonna have to realize sometimes that those pieces that you want to try to build, they're not going to be the pieces, and you have to give them up at the right time to start again.
But it works. It works for the long. It works for the long haul. And there are people.
It also takes multiple iterations too.
There are people in New York.
Like this.
There are New York Knicks fans that do want to build for longevity, right? I know people look at the Miami Heat And yes, the Miami Heat won 2 championships. In my opinion, it was underwhelming. I'm not going to lie, because there was 3 Hall of Famers that I felt like they should have did more than that. But it's hard to win championships, right? After they broke up,
they're above water.
They're mediocre right now.
And they're going to be meddling in mediocrity for a long time.
Yeah, but the Heat situation is almost different. Like, the Heat situation is almost not what we were in. The Heat situations, you know, they kind of were. They didn't have their youth development.
They never had.
Like, if you look at, like, I guess if you look at the Warriors, right? Let's take the Warriors for example.
The Warriors are totally different.
Before 2000, there's between 1991 and like 2006, right? They won absolutely nothing for 15 years, right? Then all of a sudden, Baron Davis came in, you know, and then they built the We Believe team. So the We Believe team that had like 2 seasons or whatever.
That was 07.
Yeah, 07. Yeah, 07 it ended, and then they basically they had tanked again, pretty much.
3 years.
For 4. It was Curry, and then they had someone else, and then they had.
They had David Lee. They went to get David Lee. They want to get David Lee.
They want to get David Lee. The next year they got Clay. The next year they got Barnes.
Wait, hold on. You forgot about Andre Iguodala.
Yeah, he came after that.
He signed in 2014.
Yeah, 2013. Okay. But it took like the Curry ankle, or whatever, and it took like think about this, right? The Warriors have been in the finals like four straight years now. But between 2014 and 1991, they basically had like 1 playoff run. Which is kind of a crazy thing, right?
Right. But so I mean, but they didn't go out, and the only star that they signed,
they went and signed Andre KD. And David Lee.
Well, yeah, they didn't have any stars. I mean, they in the 90s they got rid of all the stars.
And Andrew Bogut.
They built from the ground up.
Yeah, but they built from the ground up.
The Warriors didn't build from the ground up.
They
did.
No, but wait a minute though. They tried bringing in so-called big names that ended up being mediocre before they built from the ground up. But they built with young players, with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. But
Sam, they had established players with them. Andre Iguodala came off a 50-win season of Denver Nuggets. He was a damn near all-star player.
I know, but damn near is not a superstar. Damn near is not starting at the top. They had a foundation, and then they added pieces into the foundation to continue building.
But they tanked from the Baron Davis season to get where they're at, to get Stephen Curry. That's what they did. They had to have worse season to get it.
What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about building from a foundation. They built from a foundation.
Yeah, but I guess they built from a foundation, but they had to build that foundation multiple times again.
I mean, but they did because grabbing stars didn't work, or trying to grab free agent stars instead of building didn't work.
Yo, Sam, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, I know you said some Knicks fans want longevity. Now, when you think about the '90s Knicks, do you think? How can I say this? Is that the longevity you're talking about? When it comes to
how many years in a row did the Knicks make the playoffs back then?
I think from 88 till 2001. So I think like 14 years.
Like 14 years.
Yeah.
And then when Patrick Ewing, when everyone was rolling off,
relying on one player,
but they made a lot of mistakes in the 90s. That's
right.
But
what did they do? They tried to replace stars with stars with stars with stars.
Yes, they did that.
Right.
So it started from McDyess to Marbury.
Okay, because inevitably something is going to, if you make some of the right moves, right, then it's possible that you can bring in some players that keep you kind of there, and then you make a move to get another, bring in another player because you've built a foundation that you can kind of meddle there for a minute, and you got good salary cap management and those type of things.
But the difference between us and them, they had Patrick Ewing as a foundation player, so it's easy to go from there. We don't have not one foundation player here.
Did you hear that? But see, a foundation, to me, a foundation is built, not brought in. That's me. A foundation is built, not brought in.
Well, this is an NBA, Sim. You know who's a foundation player and you know who's not.
I get it.
That's just what it is.
But even when you look at the Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade was their foundation. When you got the Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce was their foundation.
So you rather wait 5-6 years before Knox becomes something to have Kevin Durant that's getting.
Well, first of all, you have to go.
There.
First of all, you have to go back to why this conversation is happening. Right? I said from the beginning, I prefaced it by saying, yes, I will sign KD. But I also understand when other people are arguing about trying to build from a foundation so that we don't have to, for 4 years, we're happy, and then for another 10 years, we're pissed off.
I get that. That's a.
So that
I just think that foundational building is a lot of it's driven on luck. And it's not, it's things that teams have often failed at, especially like you can't just build a foundation one time. It's something that, you may end up messing up the foundation. You got to redo it all over again. And then you may have to redo it all over again after that. There's an equal that Kevin Knox may not end up being, he may not be part of that foundation.
Yeah.
So you got to find another guy. You can keep on doing that search, but until you find your next Dwayne Wade.
I mean,
that's the thing. You have to find that one piece, man.
It's true. It's true. But we've also tried building from the roof down a bunch of times, and it has not worked.
So let me ask you a question. If nothing happens, if nothing happens throughout the offseason, you feel okay going with this team? You feel confident? You feel confident about these players that we have for them to be developed to anything?
If nothing happens, I feel confident that we have cap flexibility to make moves, that we have draft picks, that we have, 7 draft picks in the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. Right? I feel confident with that. If nothing happens, I feel confident
this is my big thing. This is my big thing, right? Because now when you think about the Knicks, right? And
I'm not attached to KP like that, so I don't care about it, really.
Look, I'm talking about like say if we don't get stars, but we get little guys like Iguodala. Are there guys in the NBA right now that's gonna want to come to the Knicks, even if it's not KD or nothing like that? Because that's another big problem. So if KD comes in, that's kind of a fire starter.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And,
you almost you gotta flip the foundation too. Once you realize that they're not going to be part of the foundation, you have to get rid of them at the right time too.
If that's the case, because there's guys like Jimmy Butler, they would you rather have Jimmy Butler because he's gladly to get paid to be in a market like this.
It's about making the right moves.
But for someone to say you don't want KD, that's not a right move.
You know what?
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
I know, but I'm not gonna argue with someone who says that they don't want KD because I question his mindset coming to New York anyway. I'm questioning it anyway. It's gonna be 31 years old.
But people question LeBron James' game all the time, bro.
They don't question his mindset. They don't question his mindset.
He's been successful.
I mean, they question his mindset now. Look what the hell's going on in LA. Now they question his mindset because he went there to retire.
Oh, that's different because he's at the end of his career. The way him and Chris Paul set up the contract setting, it was meant for that to happen.
You know what?
That's why Chris Paul and LeBron got those deals for guys like them at their age to get that.
We're gonna find out real soon. 3 years, 4 years. Don't come back and be like, damn. Kyrie got a busted knee. Kyrie left his kneecap.
No, I'm not going to say that.
If we win a championship, I'll be happy.
Hey, me too. Me too. I'll be happy.
Yo, listen. People would rather a gold in New York than 14 years of just, okay, we're in the playoffs. Give me that one ring and I can live the rest of my life happy.
Honestly, me too. I'm not going to lie.
You know what?
I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to be honest here.
We'll find out.
Because look at the Giants. They can't get rid of Eli.
You know what? And I'm pissed the hell off.
Yeah, I'm really pissed. They should have got rid of him 3 years ago.
I am pissed off right now with the way the Giants are.
But they can get rid of him. All you gotta do is just cut him.
But they're not, because he's prestigious. He's a prestigious type of player. His family's prestigious.
But hold up. What I'm saying, I love that we won the Super Bowls, but those Super Bowls over, and I'm pissed off right now because I know that there's a chance that we could be garbage for years.
Well, we can get Russell Wilson. This is
everything.
I would have pulled that trigger as quick as possible.
Dude, everything is in the here and now. You say right now we win the championship for the next 15 years. If we don't make the playoffs, I'm happy. Let them 15 years come and watch how pissed off you're going to be.
Yeah, but I see.
No, but listen. Sin, to get a caliber of a magnitude of KD, that never happened with the Knicks. Right. So just off getting him, I'll be happy, even if he failed here.
Okay.
But just to get him here for a because listen, if he comes here, he's gonna be here for what, 4 years? But that showed that you could be a free agent to come here. I don't think that if we don't get KD, that's gonna put it in other players' mind. I ain't going there. Okay. Like when we really want free agents, just regular free agents, they're never want to come here.
Well, listen, I'm out, man. I'm out of here.
All right, man. It's just a regular talk. I love you guys.
Hey, hip hop channel. Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Yeah.
You got us muted?
No.
What just happened?
It's still going.
Oh, that was a little good. Shout out, subscribe to that hip hop channel, man.
Yeah.
Subscribe to that hip hop channel. Yo, Sim, I just finished 3 Tribe albums. I finished 3 of them.